The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is October the 5th, 2023, and I want to invite you to go to talkrealsolutions.com, and on there, you'll find the 3-point plan to Black empowerment and financial freedom. It has 3 points. The first point is to get together with like-minded people. The next point is to stop all unnecessary spending and save your money. The third point is, as a unit, invest or save your money in a verified and trusted institution. A great goal would be for you to open a Black-owned business. And right above the 3-point plan, you have a link to African-American-owned banks and credit union. We could all start moving our money to these institutions to start practicing group economics today. And check out the rest of the links and articles on the website. And if you want to join tonight's conversation, y'all know how I do. I open the lines and I invite all comers to share your thoughts and opinions. You can dial the number at 717-908-1834, and I'll get you on the line here and we can have a conversation. And what else can I share with you guys? Hold on. Y'all know me. I'm into my anime right now. I'm watching Bleach, so I ain't really following none of this stuff that goes on. Well, you can't help but follow the Trump stuff. It's everywhere. People talking about it, so I'll give y'all a little bit of that. And then as I was perusing and browsing and just on YouTube, something strange popped across my timeline, and it was a Sigma male. I don't know what that is, but we can get into that too. But tonight's show, y'all know me. I'm just going to rant a little bit, let y'all know what's going on. And just to inform y'all, I think my recovery with my back surgery is going okay. There is some complications with it. And I went and did an MRI today, and hopefully follow up with the doctor next week to see what's going on with that. And basically, they did the back surgery. I think everything went fine with the surgery, but while they was back there, they probably moved some nerves or something like that. And my left leg got this constant shooting pain, tingling, and all that kind of stuff down my left leg. So I did an MRI today, and I'm supposed to follow up with the doctor next week. I hope it's just damaged nerves that will eventually heal up. Because both of my legs was doing it, my right and my left leg, but my right leg got better and my left leg seems to be getting better. I don't know. I'm a little confused about it. Sometimes it seems to be getting better and sometimes it ain't. So hopefully, with time after the surgery, that heals up and goes away. And it's only been like a month. I think I don't even know if it's been a month. I got the surgery on August. Well, it's been more than a month. I got the surgery on August the 9th. Or was that September the 9th? I don't know when I got the damn surgery. Look at here. I'm getting old. Hold on for a second. Damn it. It had to be August the 9th. Hold on. Let me make sure. September, August. Yeah, it was August the 9th. I ain't going crazy. So August the 9th, I got the surgery. And it's going on like a couple of months now. And what the doctor told me in about 3 months, I should be able to do a little bit more. But after about 9 months to a year, I should be completely healed. So I know it's going to take a long time, but it's just a pain in the butt to have this this shooting pain down my left leg. It keeps me up at night, and so hopefully I can hopefully that'll get better. But other than that, everything is going fine with me. I'm taking that on the chin and doing what I need to do with that. I'm doing as much exercise as I can, which ain't a whole lot. They don't want you to bend. They don't want you to lift over 5 pounds. They don't want you to do crap, to be honest with you. And I understand, because you want your back to heal, and hopefully I've been doing the right thing, so my back can heal. But it's not a showstopper. I'm still in good spirits and all of that kind of stuff. And I really don't let this type of stuff. I try not to let this type of stuff get me down and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what's going on with me. I'm fine and all of that. Y'all know I'm fine because I'm a good looking motherfucker. But I'm fine mentally is what I'm trying to say. So that's what's going on with me and dealing with this crazy VA. One day I'm going to have a long rant about the VA health system, and I promise y'all, I want to keep hope in the VA. I want to say good things about the VA, but geez, these people are something else. And I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of people bad mouthing the VA, which has got my tongue tied, because I don't want to say nothing wrong about the VA. I don't want nobody to get angry with me for telling the damn truth. And y'all know me, once I start running my mouth, I can't shut up. I will let you know straight up how it is. But the VA, somebody need to look at that system, because it's just broke. And the reason that it concerns me is because I know there's a whole lot of other veterans out there that are getting similar treatment or lack thereof as I am. You have to, it's almost like you have to beg and convince these people what's going on. And then whenever you do get to see them, it's almost like you got to prove your illness. And then it's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. Especially whenever they advertise you that you will be taken care of with top quality health care, which is some bullshit, but I ain't even gonna do that. But that's it for me. Look, I called the show America is at War, right? And then I said, what the fuck is a Sigma? Because I was browsing the internet. Well, I wasn't browsing the internet. There was this video feed that came up, and it says Sigma male. Now, I heard of alpha male, and listen, these descriptions that I'm giving, they're not even really a thing, okay? In my opinion, there's no such thing as an alpha male. There's no such thing as a beta male. There's no such thing as any Greek alphabet male. All that's bullshit. All that's made up. But I live in a society where there's a certain number of people that take this stuff serious. And they call themselves these names: alpha male, beta male, sigma male, manosphere, or whatever. They just men just on the internet giving themselves these names, and they're labeling themselves these names, and it just stood out to me when I seen this thing that says Sigma male. I was like, okay, now what the hell is a Sigma male? And once again, of course, it was this black guy on YouTube talking about being a Sigma male, and all of this kind of stuff. And their number one enemy is women again. And it just throws me off to see these people make up these labels about alpha male and sigma male and beta male, and like I said, all of that junk is fake to me, but it's weird to me. And what it tells me is that there's a problem, and this ain't only in the black community, because you got other races of people out there giving themselves this label, but I'm talking about with black men specifically, because they take it to a whole nother level when it comes to labeling themselves these names and then insulting their own community and their own group of women. So these sigma males, I want to be 100% clear on what this is, because they even got a definition for it on the internet, because I Googled it, and there it is, Google. It says, what is a sigma male? A sigma male is a man who lives his life based on his own rules, thriving for his passion, not distracted by societal norms or standards. He is his own boss. He doesn't need validation from anyone, by anyone. It means anyone, literally, their ability to walk off from predefined and traditional norms. Okay, so you got the alpha male, right? Which is supposed to be the leader, the businessman, go make the money, come home. The wife's supposed to do whatever they want them to do, and all this kind of. You got that person, right? And then you had somebody labeled as the beta male, which they were saying the beta male was, you really don't take charge and you let the woman do whatever they want to do and all this kind of stuff, and you just, you're all for fairness and equality. That's your beta male. And then this new sigma male, which is, I guess, goes along beside of the alpha male, which is according to this chart, which is supposed he's in charge of his own stuff, right? But what all three of these made up individuals have in common is the women is the goddamn enemy. With the alpha male, the women's supposed to be submissive, right? With the sigma male, if he wants a woman's supposed to do what the hell he tell her to do and all that kind of bullshit. But it's a strange phenomenon to me, because the internet has allowed these people to live in these fantasy worlds removed from reality when it comes to how real relationships are created. Through people meeting, getting to know each other, and either accepting or not accepting that individual based on a whole bunch of other different characteristics, right? And then that's it. It is no more complicated than that. But these people on the internet, since they got a camera, they want a predefined relationship, meaning they're going to set the standards before they even meet anybody, before they even see anybody. This other person, this woman, supposed to conduct herself a certain way because she has a vagina and he has a penis. I see ABC in the chat room. ABC think like that. And he's married. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that guy, but he thinks like that women are supposed to act a certain way around men because you have a penis. In other words, they don't treat other humans like human beings. They try to treat them like property, or they want to be in charge of another human being instead of, like regular people going out there and meet. So now this sigma male is a whole new category of these red pill manosphere type men that is running around trying to stake their claim in this manosphere place, and tell us that I'm not an alpha male. So for one, this guy is shucking responsibilities of being in charge, right? because as a definition, he could either make the money or not make the money. He's going to live his own life based off of his own rules, right? Not societal rules. So you may have a sigma male that kind of mirrors an alpha male, or you may have a sigma male that's sitting in the living room playing video games, and he's a sigma male, right? And it says thriving off of his passion. So he's selfish. He's he thinking about himself first before he thinks about anybody else. And it says he's not distracted by social, societal norms or standards. So that tells me that if you're not going to go on a traditional date, or you're not going to do the societal norms when it comes to treating women a certain way. So there's no telling how that relationship might turn out, right? Because I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women expected to get treated by a man a certain way, and you as a man supposed to, treat that woman that way, and you you expect that same type of treatment from a woman, because shit, this is fucking this is how that shit been for generations. And all of a sudden the internet got these fools making videos talking about alpha, beta, sigma, using all the Greek alphabets to describe themselves just to justify that they ain't getting no booty. That's all that's good. I had to say it. That's all that is that these men are so frustrated that they're not having sex that they have to get on the damn computer, give themselves a Greek alphabet name to let everybody know, especially me, when I'm looking at you on the camera, that you ain't getting no ass. That's all that means. The manosphere, all that means is you ain't getting no booty. Why would you sit on the internet in a sphere with men and talk about women if you was satisfied, right? Just like ABC, he ain't getting no booty because he wants he wants to sit on the damn telephone at night and talk about women. I don't know what's going on in that man's house. I'm pretty sure he eating dinner, watching TV, washing the car, cutting the grass, and doing all those things, probably hanging up pictures and all. But to get in the booty part, that's why he's frustrated. That's why he's mad. He's not satisfied. And it's the same thing with these men on the internet that wants to gather in group chats and video chats and sit around in the manosphere and the sigma and the alpha and the delta and the whatever the fuck else. They just don't have no social skills to do what they're complaining about. And that's a dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. What was that man name? Dead giveaway. Let me Google it. I remember that man. Hold on. Charlton Ramsey. I don't know if y'all remember that dude. Hold on. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. Yeah, there you go, right there. That's a dead giveaway. Is that you're sitting on the internet and you're talking about the issues that you can't overcome in your personal life. And number one issue that they complain about is their relationship with women. Right? So if that's what you're mainly complaining about, just like Mr. Solutions, that's all he talks about. So we know he ain't getting none. He can't call in here and have a conversation without talking about women. That man is backed up, and he got issues. He got issues. That's all he talk about. Every time I could be talking about anything, politics, I could be talking about science. I could be talking about anything, and Mr. Solutions conversation always end up on women. So that's a dead giveaway that he's having a problem in his life with women. See how that works? Even with ABC, right? We could be talking about a lot of things, and ABC come on here, and his main focus would be transsexuals. So once again, say it with me, that's a dead giveaway that ABC clearly got some issues with transsexuals or gay people. Maybe something happened. I don't know. But I don't find it in my head to make that the number one subject to talk about constantly. I'm not in fear that gay people are taking over the society. I'm not in fear that, a transsexual person reading a book is somehow or another going to affect me. I'm not in fear of none of that stuff, so I don't make it my topic. But these people, whenever they talking about this, it's clear to me that they are hard up, don't know how to socialize, don't know how to talk to women, ain't got no interpersonal skills, and they feel more at ease on the internet talking to a bunch of guys about their fantasy life with women, of women being submissive and women, the man being a high dollar value man, a high value man, and all this kind of fake ass shit. These motherfuckers talk about high value men so damn much, and these broke motherfuckers ain't got a damn penny to their fucking name. You shouldn't even use those words, a high value man. Bitch, you ain't high value. You on the internet. You on the internet. The fuck you mean high value and all this kind of, it's just stupid to me. That's why I said all these terms to me is made the fuck up. They all made up. Now that this new thing is coming along, I don't know a whole lot about it. And I don't expect this, see a whole lot about it, but now this Sigma male. That's some dumb shit. And they actually got a Google search where it's actually a thing. It's a Sigma male. Right along beside the alpha male. Get the fuck out of here. All this shit is made up. You guys on the internet that's talking about all this bullshit and you're angry with society. You're hungry, horny and angry, and you're mad with everybody because you can't, what you need to do, right? Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But you need to deal with that. You need to deal with that and stop making stupid ass videos, making yourself look stupid. Because that's the first thing that I see whenever I click on one of these manosphere videos. And I see they mad as hell with women. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't had none in a while. But that's clear. He ain't had none in a while. He don't know how to go get none. And obviously the last person that he tried to approach didn't give him none. So now he mad. So he turned on his phone. Now he's ranting at the world, acting like people like me ain't gonna notice that he obviously needs some damn sex. Obviously, that is clear. That when these people get on, like, you need something. I don't know what you need to do. And then you're angry at everybody. You're angry at homosexuals. You're angry at transgenders. You're angry at women. You're angry at every goddamn body. And I'm pretty sure that would make you pretty upset if you ain't had none in a while. And now you calling yourself the Greek alphabets. Alpha, beta, sigma. Is they got any delta and gamma males and omega males? I guess those will be coming here soon to a YouTube channel near you. But I just thought I'd share that with y'all, that I seen this thing called Sigma male, didn't know what the fuck it was, and it's just it was another part of the red pill. That's another damn thing. These guys are stuck in fantasies, calling themselves red pill and blue pill and green pill, Just like in the damn Matrix. All of it's a fucking made up. All of that shit is made up. Black pill or whatever. Just made the fuck up. But it's so entertaining and attractive to young men. It's Mr. Triple Digit. You see that you thinking along the lines I can. You know, yeah, you make all that money from YouTube. Just go out there and purchase you some something to shut you the fuck up. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a price out there. Yep, you can always do that. That is an option. So, you know, all that's made up. All right, so that's enough about the Sigma male. If y'all want to talk about the Sigma male, y'all can give me a call at 717-908-1834. If you think you're a Sigma male, just give me a call because I would like to talk firsthand to a Sigma male and try to get a better understanding. Maybe I won't insult you. Maybe I won't talk so much trash about you because I don't have a current understanding about you. Call the number. Let me know what's going on and how you guys are rolling and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. So even if you either one of the other males with the manosphere, you can call me. All right, so that's that. Of course, everybody have seen. I'm moving to politics now. Everybody has seen on the news that Donald Trump is in court again. And I just want to start out by saying this right here. As I watch Donald Trump and the media, how they are handling Donald Trump with kid gloves, it angers me because Donald Trump is a dangerous individual. Donald Trump is a dangerous individual because he sends these dog whispers out in society and foments violence and sends people out to do violence. And this country is not holding him or the Republican Party accountable for that. And it angers me because when I was coming up, if you was a black radical in any sorts of the way, you would be in trouble just for even speaking the way Donald Trump speak. I don't remember if y'all remember that young lady named Corinne Gaines. I think that was her name. Yeah, that was her name. This young lady right here, Corinne Gaines. And all she was doing, she got on social media, she was live. I think that she was like one of those sovereign citizens or whatever. And they went in that young lady's house and they shot and killed her in front of her child. Just for speaking out against the government. Y'all remember that? They shot and killed this young lady right inside of her own house for speaking out against the government. 23 years old. She did not do a quarter of the shit that Donald Trump is doing. She didn't do a quarter of the shit Donald Trump is doing. And the government came in and murdered her because she's a black woman or a black person in the United States of America. And they felt threatened by her, so much so that they had to come in her house and kill her. Now, the story, more the story is that she had warrants and all that kind of stuff, right? And I guess they were trying to serve a warrant on her, but she was sitting in her living room in her home, and she was on live, and they went in there and they killed that child. There was another lady, and for some reason I'm thinking it was Michi X. I don't know if it was Michi X or not. It was it was another woman that was on on live and she had guns and she was just making threats online. I can't think of that lady name. I said I wasn't gonna forget it, but obviously I did. It was so long ago. I can't find her. But anyway, it was this woman making a video online, and she had a knife or whatever, and they felt so threatened by that lady, they came and they arrested her just for making her live, right? A black woman. If y'all remember, whenever they had the gun march, the guy that was in charge of the gun club, I think they arrested him. There was other instances where people that was black online, that people felt threatened so much so they would call the police and they would have them arrested just for practicing their freedom of movement and freedom of speech in this country. But Donald Trump and other white people in this country can make threats of violence and talk about immigrants and say all of these things, and these people are allowed to just function and say whatever the fuck they want to say. And the reason that I'm saying that about Donald Trump is because, he called for the death of retired military general. And he's calling the Letitia James a Pickaboo James and calling her a racist while he's in trial with her. He's talking about the judges that are overseeing his cases. And he's blatantly laying that out there. And what that does is that calls the people that follow him to go attack these people, because he's aiming his followers in that direction. He's a menace, and no one is trying to stop that. They're allowing it, and that's what pisses me off about this country, because I know that I've seen a time in this country where even if I would sit on this phone right here and make threats to the government tonight, if I did that shit tonight, my channel will get flagged. Somebody would probably call the police on me. If I did the shit that Donald Trump wished death on somebody, talked about the president of the United States the way he does, if I did what Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene when it comes to these politicians, you got stupid ass Sarge in the chat room that would probably be the fucking snitch that turned Tyrone in and called me a seditionist or called me treasonous because I did the exact same thing that his fucking political party right-wing racists had done. The only difference would be that I'm a black man and these people are white in this country. And nobody has stopped none of that going on with Donald Trump. And another thing with Donald Trump, he ran for office on him being a businessman with successful businesses, right? That was one of the reasons Sarge said that he was voting for Donald Trump, because he's going to run the country like he run the business. Look at all of his success with his businesses. So whenever he get into office, since he's a successful businessman, he will run this country like he run his businesses. Now we see with the fraud cases in New York that Donald Trump is not a successful businessman. Donald Trump is a thief and a liar and a fraudster, and the judicial system is pointing it out, showing you that Donald Trump do not know how to run business. He's a grifter, and he fooled idiots like Sarge to vote for him under the guise that he was a successful businessman, and he's not. And he's not. And when this is over at the tune of $250 million, you're going to see that Donald Trump is not a success. So that was a lie. Once again, by Donald Trump. It was a lie when Donald Trump that said he didn't rape E. Jean Carroll, allegedly. Because the judicial system found him liable for doing that to that woman. He got found liable in New York for business fraud. His top supposedly accountant had to go serve time in jail for his lies because his business was not what they said it was. We just found out either yesterday or today that because of his lies and his business dealings, that Donald Trump has been taken off of the list of Forbes billionaires. I never said that, you lying motherfucker. Sarge, you did say that when Donald Trump was running for office, and you promoted that he was a good businessman, and that's why he would be a great president. So you did say that. If I need to go back to BTR and find that fucking audio, I will. Nigga, you said it. So now how do you feel? How do you feel knowing that you've been lied to, Sarge? He got 91 felony counts. Felon businesses. That's just what the Republican Party stands for. And there's nobody in the Republican Party that has the backbone or the courage to stand up to this dictator. I told y'all a long time ago that the Republican parties cannot govern. I told y'all that they cannot govern. And this week here, we got a House of Representatives without a fucking House Speaker. So basically, they wanted to shut down the government last week, and they was successful in shutting down the government by vacating the fucking Speaker of the House, because the House can't function, the government can't run without the third person in line to the presidency, and they shut down the government any goddamn way. The Republicans are out there making a mockery out of this country. Jermaine, I don't watch MSNBC. I'm just telling you how I feel. And if it sounds like the media is repeating what Tyrone say, that's because Tyrone is on point. Okay? I'm sorry. I got my own MSNBC TYRONE. That's what that is. MSNBC TYRONE. But my point is, the government is shut the fuck down because they vacated the House Speaker, and the person leading the vacation of the House Speaker was a person that is charged with sex trafficking with underage girls, Matt Gaetz, which the Republicans never try to hold him accountable for the crimes that he committed, and the person that he was riding with, the person that was doing the exact same crime that Matt Gaetz did, went to jail behind trafficking minors. But Matt Gaetz, the person that just broke the fucking government, was able to get away without being held accountable for trafficking children and caused this fucking ruckus in Washington. And now the House Representative don't have a speaker. Because of this radical right wing that radical racist Americans put into office, not to govern, but to be racist as shit. Last week, we were just talking about Lauren Boebert getting felt up in a child's play, Beetlejuice, in the theater, vaping in front of a pregnant woman, got her fake boobs getting all felt on, and she grabbing on somebody's penis sitting right there in the theater. The Republicans can't govern. There's a bunch of ragtag, ratchet ass, don't know what the fuck they doing. Trying to shut the fucking government down. You got Rudy Giuliani, Republican, that was accused of filling up Cassidy Hutchinson. They can't govern. You got Donald Trump on trial in other parts of the country for trying to steal the election by installing these fucking fake electors. And you got these Republicans that was in these states that's all behind Donald Trump trying to steal the election. You got lawyers. You got all these people that's in the Republican Party that don't believe in democracy. They believe in autocracy, and they want to have it their way. They don't want to do the hard work of winning over the American people. They don't want to do the hard work to talking to you and I, trying to convince us that they're the right person for the job. They don't want to do the hard work of actually putting forth policies that would benefit the country. They don't want to do the hard work of just having a simple political conversation about why they should be elected to office. In other words, they want to subvert the Constitution. They want to subvert the laws of this land, cheat, steal, lie, and spread propaganda through Fox News so they can slide their ass into the office without earning it. Donald Trump was the president of the United States because Russia interfered with our election. Donald Trump was the president of the United States because Russia interfered with our election. That is a fact. Donald Trump was president because when he said, Russia, if you listening, find those 30,000 emails, and Russia inundated America with all kinds of bullshit stuff through social media. Oh, it's in the Mueller report. See what happened? Let me tell y'all why Jermaine and Sarge is so confused. What happened with the Mueller report, right? Was it found out that Russia did interfere with the election. But when Fox News got a hold of the report and Bill Barr got a hold of the report, they misrepresented it to America. They didn't tell y'all the damn truth. They did not tell y'all the truth. The only thing that Fox News ran with was that Donald Trump did not conspire with Russia to win the election. Now, I want y'all to make this distinction. It said Donald Trump's campaign did not conspire with Russia to win the election, right? But that does not mean that Russia didn't interfere with this election to help Donald Trump win. And that's what they found in that report, is that Russia did interfere in our election. So now you need to go do some goddamn reading. I started to go read it for y'all so I can here's a part right here. Okay, so it says Trump and many supporters have falsely claimed there is no collusion, even though Mueller made no conclusion about the collusion, only about the conspiracy and coordination. That's what the fuck I said. He didn't find any coordination and conspiracy. Mueller pushed back against that claim. Senator Lindsey Graham falsely stated that Mr. Mueller and his team concluded no collusion. The House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, said that nothing we saw today changes the underlying results of the 22-month Mueller investigation and ultimately found no collusion. In April 2019, a press conference for Attorney General Will Barr noted that the president said from the beginning that, in fact, there was no collusion with Moscow. Representative Matt Gaetz tweeted photos showing up of front page ads, conservative Washington splash with the big photo of Barr with the headline, "No Russian conspiracy, no collusion." The American Bar Association, Mueller finds no collusion, no conclusion, reflected it was just announced that no collusion. In January 2019, the interview with Chris Cuomo, Trump's attorney, really undermined the, I got to read all of this. Hold on. Let me find the part. Everybody's saying no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all, but I didn't read this thing first. All they telling us is what I said. Is everybody took what Mueller said and said that there was no collusion, and Mueller report did not find no collusion. So they ran with that, like this article is saying. They ran with that no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. But Russia did interfere in our election to help Donald Trump win. That is a fact. So I have to dig through here and find that for y'all. But all that was saying is that everybody was saying no collusion, but that's not what happened. That was a fucking lie. But my point is, y'all done got me thrown off, Jermaine and Sarge. My point is that the Republicans cannot govern and they can't win without cheating. They cannot win without cheating. And that's because their political positions, that is held by the likes of Sarge and ABC and Jermaine, is not popular amongst America. Because they are unwilling to have a progressive mindset and change with the times. And they want to hold on to these views that America has long moved away from. Green energy, for one. Sarge and ABC and Jermaine is so stupid that they think having green energy is political when actually it's not. They've made it political. Having green energy is just another evolution of society advancing the way it uses technology. But they've been programmed to shield for the big corporations and oil companies by arguing with anybody that promotes green energy. Now, let me show you how dumb you are, because Elon Musk is a racist, white, fucking conspiracy theorist idiot, and he's on the right. But Elon Musk made his name off of what? Green energy. You dumbasses. I don't hear y'all saying anything about Elon Musk's electric cars. Even though he's a big ass Trump supporter. A conspiracy theorist. A person that obviously spouts anti-Semitic rhetoric. A person that took down the platform so he can insert his own platform to allow racist rhetoric on his platform, thinking just like you, Sarge. Elon Musk is one of y'all. But you don't see him letting go of that green energy business that he owns. So as you guys sit around here and demonize green energy, one of your biggest supporters of Donald Trump is using green energy to make his damn money while they got you guys shilling for the goddamn oil companies and big corporations. The Republicans are so goddamn stupid that they done broke the House of Representatives. Matt Gaetz, the child sex trafficker, heading up the charge. And what they gonna do now? Well, I heard tonight that Donald Trump name is being floated to be the Speaker of the fucking House. I just heard that tonight, and I'm like, what the fuck? There it is on CNN right there. If y'all can see that, y'all see that? That's the headline. Now, you got to know that Donald Trump know that as long as he running for president or they got his name in their mouth about some dumb shit like this, that he's trying to get out of all of these damn charges that he's gonna be found guilty of. That's the only reason Donald Trump is running for fucking president, guys. Is because he broke the fucking law and he think that if he win the presidency, he can get out of it. Now, do I think that he going to jail? He should. But I don't think this country got it in their heart to lock up a former president. If they do, they'll surprise me. I think that he should go to jail because those charges down there in Georgia ain't no damn joke. And not only are they not no joke, the charges for January the 6th, where people have already went to jail for, ain't no damn joke. People closely associated with Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and Roger Stone is serving fucking big time in jail for January the 6th. They really are. So this motherfucker said that he gonna run for damn office and try to avoid being held accountable. And if you listen to what he was saying whenever he was giving little lunchtime speeches up there in New York, he was like, I can't get out of here. I can't run for office. This is election interference. No, it's not, motherfucker. You shouldn't have broke the laws and you wouldn't have to sit in court. And I can't wait to see how Georgia turns out. I can't wait to see how Jack Smith pins all of these damn charges on Donald Trump. But now they floating Donald Trump's name for Speaker of the House, which is the dumbest. This is what I'm saying. How can the Republicans govern when they're going to let somebody that's got 91 fucking felony goddamn charges against him? He's allegedly raped someone. He clearly don't know what he's doing when it comes to his businesses because the New York is kicking his ass out because he faulty business practices. He doesn't have a large vocabulary. He don't know the Constitution. He don't understand clearly when he's breaking laws. He cheats the government. He's in bed with China. He loves Vladimir Putin. He hates democracy. How you going to have this individual as the Speaker of the House in the United States of America? He said that he has a love letter with the leader of North Korea. Those are his words. How you going to have him be the Speaker of the House? Jermaine, I know the Constitution way more than that damn Donald Trump know it. You know, and I will agree with you. I don't know the Constitution by heart, but I know Google is sitting right here. So whenever I speak about the Constitution and how it applies, I am not wrong, because the Constitution is written on like a 7th or 8th grade level. You can read that motherfucker and it means what it says. Just like you guys misinterpret the Constitution, especially the second goddamn amendment. And I can't help y'all misinterpret the Constitution, the Second Amendment, because it's clear what the fuck it says. It's a well-regulated right there. You guys are stupid, because regulated means regulations, and you guys don't want any regulations on weapons. Anyway, a well-regulated militia, right there, the next word is not individual. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people should not, the keep and bear arms should not be infringed on. So you guys interpret that little small ass fucking 8th grade paragraph to mean that AK-47s are allowed in this goddamn country so you can run up in fucking elementary schools and blow fucking kid bodies apart. That's what y'all interpret that goddamn Second Amendment, that little paragraph to say. Y'all interpret that little paragraph to say that there should be no fucking regulations on any guns in this motherfucking country. That's what y'all interpreted to say. So I can read the goddamn Constitution, just like whenever I was telling you guys years ago what the 13th Amendment says. It's right there. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except. Whenever it says neither slavery or involuntary servitude except, that means that slavery and involuntary servitude is allowed in this goddamn country. While everybody was running around here saying slavery is abolished, no the fuck it's not. Not according to the 13th Amendment. Slavery has never been abolished in this goddamn country because of the wording in this fucking amendment. So yeah, I know the goddamn Constitution. It's just that you guys interpret it in such a way to fit your political narrative, and instead of reading it for what the fuck it is. Just like the other week, I was telling Sarge that Donald Trump is disqualified under the 14th Amendment. Lord have mercy. Section 3. But he wanted to come on here with his own narrative and qualify Donald Trump when he got all these goddamn felonies. And the 14th Amendment said that he can't fucking do that. I can read it. You motherfuckers interpret it just to fit your narrative. But like I was saying, Donald Trump is unqualified to be the Speaker of the House. I'm sorry. I done ran my mouth so much. I ain't even look at the board. Okay, so how can I wrap this up? Sergeant Jermaine, you guys can call in. Because I know at least Sarge is a Sigma male, and he can call in and tell us what that's all about. And hopefully he get to meet a nice woman. Mr. Solutions is a Sigma male, I guess. I don't even know what that is. But listen, Donald Trump for Speaker of the House lets you know that the Republicans cannot govern. You're telling me throughout all the 50 states, throughout everybody in this country, throughout hundreds of millions of people, college graduates, lawyers, doctors, people with professions, you're telling me throughout all of these people in this damn country that you're going to stick to the same old bullshit and nobody else is qualified in this country to be Speaker of the House, except for the only fucking person in this country to ever try to pull a coup on the fucking country that he was in charge of. You're telling me that there is no one else that could be the Speaker of the House. This is why I say the Republicans cannot govern. This is why when Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House, she ran circles around you damn idiots. That was the best Speaker of the House. I can say now, I think that she was the best Speaker of the House ever. Because ever since you guys had the House of Representatives, it has been nothing but confusion and chaos, nothing getting done. You came to the damn edge of a government shutdown, and 45 days from now, we got to go through this cycle again to where you guys are unable to govern and work along across political aisles and get stuff done for the American people. You can't govern. You're following a bunch of fucking conspiracy theorists and liars that want to see America burn down to the ground. These guys don't believe in America. These guys believe in trying to achieve some type of political goal or having some type of autocracy or tyranny and trying to control people's body parts and trying to control people by banning books. Not. Listen, this is crazy. This is crazy. And me as an African American, to be honest with you, what I see is a bunch of confusion and all of our tax dollars leaving out of this country, going to fucking Ukraine, and they shut us up about the reparations conversation, right? You remember we used to talk about that all the time. But they want us to get behind them funding Ukraine. Now, I don't want Russia to take over Ukraine, so I'm not against funding Ukraine. But what I am for is America dealing with its own problems first. And there is a problem in this country when it comes to racism and discrimination and white supremacy and people that look like me not being able to have a fair shake in this damn country because of the way the income is distributed in this damn country. And we taking that same income that I'm paying to send it out of this goddamn country. That needs to be a conversation in this country. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about how we can help the country give back to the biggest demographic in this country that actually sacrifice our lives and our bodies to give to this goddamn country. But they want us to get behind funding Ukraine. Now, I'm not against funding Ukraine. I'm saying this, look at where this goddamn money is going, because as they say that we can't afford reparations, I want y'all to think about how much money is going to Ukraine. This is our money. They're not pulling it out of thin air. We pay taxes for those fucking bullets that is going down range in Ukraine. And I know people don't like to talk about reparations because, you know, your massa told you that you can't afford it, so you want to, what you mean you don't deserve, all that bullshit, you don't deserve reparations, and all that kind of bullshit. Nah, that's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. The reason that we deserve reparations because you got a motherfucker like Donald Trump that got on the Forbes list by cheating and stealing and robbing and using that our same taxpayer money to pay these fucking lawyers from money that he stole, and that money need to be coming back to the goddamn community in the country. And Donald Trump ain't by his damn self. I'm just using him as an example. Nah, we need to talk about this shit. Let me shut up. And if you want to call in, guys, you can call in to the number at 717-908-1834 and then give us a call. Or press the *61 and hit 917-324. Miss Elisa, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the show, sis.
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Tyrone?
I'm doing all right. What you got?
Oh, that's good. I admit this. Nothing. The time got away from me, and I was thinking it was like 9, a little after 9. Then I realized it was less. It got away from you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized, I said, oh, it's after 10 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock. But I agree with you. The country has showed this whole thing with ousting Speaker of the House. I don't think anybody liked him or anything or agree with his politics. And he was a little whiny old up Trump's butt, giving him cover along with the rest of the Republicans. But we're just showing the world how in a horrible condition that we are. We vote these elected officials in. They're caught up in social, these social wars and stuff like that that's going on online. There's no work getting done, and people aren't talking about the child tax credit is going away, and because they will not sign the House and the Senate, they won't pass the budget. This is another thing that people aren't talking about. Federal funding for child care.
Mm-hmm.
If something isn't done, and if that's not saved, more than 70,000 child care programs are projected to close here in the next week or two. And these are places where these working people who need this child care, and that's about to go away. 70,000. So 70,000 little institutions are going to go away because they can't come together and govern. They're not doing, like you said, we sending money over to Ukraine, and I don't think the average person would consent, hope that Ukraine is victorious with what's going on over there. But that seems like the only thing that money or that they can agree upon when it comes time to send funding to Ukraine. They could come together and vote that in, anywhere from 80 to 90%. They could come together and do that. But the child tax credit, the child daycare, something else that I was getting ready to say that was in jeopardy. Well, a lot of things are in jeopardy. That's not being taken care of. They're not doing anything in Washington right now. They're not governing. They're not doing anything. And like you said, because they have the American people bogged down in culture wars. And you have one half of the party that's pushing the culture wars. Then you have the other half of the party that's weak and stupid. And, nothing. They're not doing anything in Washington. And people aren't really even paying that any attention. And it's sad, you know what, and it's scary. And then for them to hear what that you was just speaking on a few minutes ago, was the day before yesterday, they were talking about that they want Trump, that you said, to be Speaker of the House. This country has turned into a ragtag joke. It is just a joke. They're not doing anything. Nothing's getting done in Washington but culture wars and BS. They're not doing any work. And the American people are sitting back bickering and fussing back and forth with culture wars. I'm not understanding. I like the people who love Donald Trump, the MAGAs, Don't you see that these people aren't doing any work? They're not doing anything, and then they trick you, like you would say, not you. They trick certain people, like you was just talking about with the fighting to in a sense. You're out here going along with Trump and them and this foolishness.
Yep.
You're helping to thumbs up and promote the oil companies. That's what you're doing. So they got you out here doing that when it only benefits them. It only benefits them. Nothing's being done on immigration. But then you hear people talking about they just letting people come over the border. They just letting people, of course. Because the CEOs of these companies and stuff want the people to come over the borders so they can hire them and pay them nothing. And they don't have to pay. Something needs to be done with immigration. So they don't have to pay the American workers I'm not even gonna say a living wage, but some kind of a wage along with benefits. They don't even want to do that. And the people aren't paying attention. They're just sitting around bitching and fussing and fighting. And you're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah. And
the only thing that's going
that right wing talking point works, and that's what makes me mad because it does work, and because today, Joe Biden, listen to this, Joe Biden is talking about building a damn wall. Joe Biden
Yeah, I heard that.
is talking about building the fucking wall. What does that mean? That mean that whatever the fuck the right wing is saying and promoting, that somehow or another it's been so effective with that propaganda and the southern border wall. You got the Democrat president now saying that he's going to fund the fucking wall. How do we get?
And it's stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. And Tyrone, and you know, they could build the wall. They can build it 200 feet high. That's not going to solve the problem with immigration. It's not going to solve anything as it relates to immigration. It's just that everybody in the United States has gone crazy.
Let me tell you what's going on with Joe Biden. Joe Biden with his old ass know that he's looking at these poll numbers, and because of his age, he ain't getting the kind of results that he wants. So now he's trying to pull off some of them right-wing anti-immigrant people by this border wall, by saying that he's gonna build a wall. He looks like a fuck. See, that's bullshit, Joe Biden. You screwing up your whole damn presidency with this southern border wall bullshit.
I don't know. Instead of him just sitting his ass down and letting somebody else run, because he's looking at the polls, but I'm still gonna go along with Jay from New York last week. I'm not gonna put too much stock into the polls, not right now, because when Trump won the last election, right around this time and almost all the way up to the last week, Hillary was supposed to win the polls had it, supposed to win that thing in a blowout. So I'm not going to concentrate on the polls right now. I just everything is just whew. And I had two articles, one that I was going to send you. I don't know if you have paid it. Yeah, I'm sure you have. But the uptick in crime as it relates to young people here in the United States, because I know there's been an uptick in teen crime, with these store robberies and different things like that. And people really aren't paying attention to what's going on. They're too bogged down in culture wars. And I know our community, what you was just talking about, what did you say about some type of new group or something they got going on with
the Sigma male.
Yeah, they got foolishness like that going on. Then you have everybody with microphones, and they're speaking on relationship advice. Date the bus driver, don't date the bus driver. Divest, don't divest. And black women should do this and black. And our community is so bogged down into that. They're not paying attention that you see, you know how the people in our community, they complain and they fuss and they bitch and they blame Joe Biden completely for the crime bill that they signed. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
That's all his that crime, Joe Biden crime bill, Joe Biden, and they ignore the fact that when that was going on, I had to look to see which year that was. They ignore the fact that the black community was asking for that. The black churches was out politicking with the local, elected officials, the churches and the black people were politicking. They wanted that. And when the crime bill was solved, there was black people that were there when the bill was signed. They asked for that. Not saying that Joe Biden, the folks didn't want to do it. They were ready to do it, but you had black people pushing them. People don't want to accept that's what was going on during that time. And you know what? We're headed right back there again. We're headed right back there again. And people aren't paying attention to what's going on. Uh, Let me just, I'm going to send this to you. And
Okay.
hold on. I'm going to send this to you. It's it's the Washington Post. Hold on. The Washington Post did a whole piece on this. Now, I know sometimes you can't open up the Washington Post. It depends on how many times, you know that, how many times you have access a certain amount of articles. But I'm going to send it to you. If you cannot open it, the Baltimore Sun, I'm going to send you both of them. The Baltimore Sun and the Baltimore Sun, you can open, they ran it also. So if you cannot open, or which one did I send you, the Baltimore Sun? If you cannot open the one from the Washington Post, you can open this one from the Baltimore Sun. I'm going to send you both of them. And I'm going to read this because this is going on all over the country because I saw different organizations and groups and things in Oakland, California, different places. I have been paying attention to this. Black people are paying. We're not paying this any attention. That we're headed right back there. This time, it's going to be youth. And people aren't paying attention to what's going on. Our community, yeah, you're going to have to pay. So I'll read it from the the Baltimore Sun.
Oh, I got the Washington Post open.
It won't allow me to open it.
Oh, it won't let you? Okay. Okay, I'll get the other one then.
No, it won't allow me to open it because I already opened one earlier. And then if you try to open, I think it's 1 or 2 times a day, or however they have it set up, then you have to pay to open it after that. But it's basically the same article that is short that the Washington Post ran. Okay. And this was a poll done in Maryland. And why this is, I've seen this all over the country in different areas where our people live at. And they're calling for it, tougher laws for crimes and tougher laws to go after teens. And the fact that this is so significant, the article that the Washington Post ran, because they did a poll in the state of Maryland in certain counties. And it says certain counties where black people have money. And that's why this is very significant. One of the richest black county in the United States, they polled these people, and this is why this is significant. And they're saying this in different areas across the country. This is very important. And people need to pay attention to what's going on. A new poll reveals Marylanders' views on juvenile crime accountability. And this says Baltimore, but Baltimore just put Baltimore. This was done in the state of Maryland, not just Baltimore. Holding people accountable for crimes is clearly a main concern for the people who work in, I'll just say Maryland, because it was Maryland, because first time I've ever been polled, I was polled, and I don't live anywhere near Baltimore. Holding people accountable for crimes clearly main concern for people who live in Maryland. We do that, especially regarding juvenile crime, has been a little more unclear. A new Gonzalez poll just released sheds light on how Marylanders feel. Patrick Gonzalez, a pollster joined by Fox 45 Morning News with the results. And I'm going to give you the results. Do you agree or disagree that a 12-year-old who takes a loaded gun to school should be criminally charged? And 63, that they asked all Marylanders, 66% agree, 31.1% disagree, 2.9 no answer. They also asked Marylanders, currently in Maryland, juveniles between the ages of 14 and 17 who commit murder or rape can be charged as adults. Would you support or oppose changing the law so that they cannot be charged as adults but have these cases heard in juvenile court? 38% of those who voted support changing the law, 57% opposed changing the law, 46% of the Democrats opposed changing the law, 71% of Republicans opposed changing the law, 68% of independent opposed changing the law. Let's see, the Washington Post had they had it broken down by race. Baltimore didn't do that. Baltimore Sun didn't put it broken down by race. And when they went over the polls by race, 60-something% of Black people want the laws changed. They want the juveniles and the young people charged as adults. 69% of Black people want harsher crimes because they were polled. Do you think you need to have more social programs and keep the laws and different things like that? And 68% of the Black people said no, they don't want to hear any more about social programs. They want tougher laws. They want these juveniles charged as adults. They want stricter punishment for juveniles. And I'm going to say, when they broke down, read the polls by race, broke it down by race, had more white people saying, no, don't change the laws. That a certain percentage of white people saying, no, we need more social programs. Basically, Black folks were saying, screw them social programs. You need to get tougher on these juveniles, and you need to change the laws. And some people would say that it's scary, but I'm hearing this in a lot whenever these news stories or articles come up, I have been reading them all to kind of get a sense at different parts of the country what the temperature of the people are, how they're feeling. Black people are revving up to do it again and to act. And we're going to end up right back where we were with, as y'all call him, Joe Crime Bill Biden. We're going to end up right back there. And then people are going to go, well, how did they get this? They just hate us. They just this. People aren't paying this any attention. And that's the thing that is scary because we're bogged down talking about relationship BS online. Everybody is a relationship expert. You got people online talking about bathrooms, who can use bathroom and who can't. These people are gearing up to start up another crime bill. At this time, they're coming after the youth. And guess what? A lot of Black people don't give a damn. That's why they're polling in certain areas. And I wish people would pay things like that more attention. But they don't. The Republican Party got the whole country bogged down, not just them, because our community, we love conspiracy theories. We love culture wars. That's something that everybody will get involved in. But then when things get bad, and you wonder, well, where the laws come from? How come this is like? Because you weren't paying attention. And again, it's not just Maryland. I just decided to read that because they came out with the the numbers today. But you can pull up articles all across the United States, and they're even worse with it in Oakland, California, what the people are asking for. They're even worse with it. Well, you know they're real worse with it in certain parts of Chicago, Oakland, Washington, D.C., certain parts, just all across the country. The little enclaves where we live at, that's what's going on. The same thing that was going on. And I'm not here to say whether I agree with the crime bill that was passed. It was devastating to our community. I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree with that crime bill. During that time, I think we all can agree things was bad. And we can all agree with that. But I'm not here to try to break down and get bogged down in a conversation about that. But we're headed right back there. And I know everybody laughs when you see the videos of the people running in the stores and stealing in certain parts of in D.C. It's so bad. The young people are doing that the stores like the CVS's and the grocery stores and things like that, they're not even bothering to restock. They just keep the pharmacy where, they have like a gate up or whatever, so you can't get back there in the pharmacy. They're not even bothering to restock the stores. Stores is just empty, but the pharmacists open. And then we've all seen the videos on these high-end shopping centers, and sometimes we've seen some where there was some white and Latinos doing it too. We've seen that. But we all know the bulk of what that is that's going on. Let's don't try to fool ourselves. When it comes to that, running in just little smash and grab and shoplifting and the stealing and the crime and the carjacking, and it's just awful what's going on. And it's scary, but that's right where we're headed, because everybody head is up their ass talking about relationships online. Relationship gurus who needs to be submitting. You need to submit. And what's the other thing? High earning, no, high class, high earning man, or whatever. Yeah, high value man. We sitting up here all talking about that foolishness, and this kind of stuff is coming up. And people just say, because that. When people start talking about this, people will say, well, you're just fear mongering. No, because it happened before, and we're headed right back there again. And I do think that the pandemic kind of caused a lot of this uptick in the crime that we're seeing that's going on, especially with the young people. But I don't know. A lot of people could get our head from buried about the sound. And then the country look like they're on target to vote in Fuhrer. So I don't know what to think. That's where I am with it, Tyrone. I don't know what to think.
I mean, this article is interesting because it does mean that's an indication of we're headed in a direction that seems like we're familiar with whenever you're talking about the crime bill.
Mm.
But I look at it from a perspective of this country is allowing poverty to thrive and not doing anything about it by outsourcing jobs and not creating opportunity for its own citizens to have work. The snatch and grab videos, I watch those and like I said, I see it from another perspective. Maybe they're doing it for fun or whatever, but maybe some of those people going in there really need that whatever they're going to steal, because it's kind of a new phenomenon, or maybe it's like an internet trend or whatever. But whenever you're talking about the other polls in this newspaper, when it said 14 to 17-year-old who commit murder and rape can be charged as an adult, when you're looking at that type of crime and the other crime that you was looking at 12-year-olds with a loaded school gun, I'm saying if we provide opportunity for these communities that behave in this way, give them jobs, give them opportunities, you won't be having 12-year-olds taking guns to school. And this country, they outsourced all the jobs. There's no factories to go
I
work
agree.
in. There is no products to go build. There is, and then they blame it on the the communities that is getting it the worst. Baltimore, of course, it's going to get it the worst. Places like Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
places like Detroit is going to get it the worst. And unfortunately, that's where we occupy the demographics at. That's where we're at. So
Yeah.
we're going to get hit the worst with these new policies whenever they start writing these crime bills and outlawing certain things,
Mm-hmm.
doing the stop and frisk or whatever they're going to do to our communities. We're going to get hit the worst with it. So the solution is on us, to educate our community. But then again, I have to put some of the blame, well, a lot of the blame, back on the country and not being able to put its people to work. There's no jobs in this country, and then to give you a double whammy, what I hear from the media right now is that we need immigrants to work. We need immigrants for these.
Mm-hmm.
We need immigrants for these jobs in the field. We need immigrants to do these jobs that other people don't want to do. I think that's the biggest bunch of crap. And the reason that I say
I
that is
agree with
because you
you.
got Americans that will do that job. You don't need immigrants to do that job when you got Americans that's not working. You know, if you saying that Americans won't go out and do the job, then give them the incentive to go out and do the job. Whether it be some type of benefits or whatever, maybe you can't go up on the dollar amount, but give them the incentive some kind of way, some benefits, some health care, some something, so they will go out and do that job, because you don't need the immigrants to do jobs that Americans can do. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to get
I
ugly.
agree.
Hmm.
I agree with you, Tyrone. I agree 100% with everything that you said. And I looked it up. The crime bill was signed in 1994. The same problems that we have now was the same problems then, and people didn't want to hear that. And you're absolutely right. You have the answer. You have to put people to work. And I've always felt that immigrants will do jobs that Americans won't or refuse to do. I've always thought that was a bunch of BS, because a lot of those jobs they don't even want to pay minimum wage, and they have no benefits. And the companies and the people that that run these that are in charge or in control of those positions, of those jobs, they don't intend to pay any more than what they're already paying for people to do, because it is the work is labor. They don't intend to pay any more, and they definitely do not intend to give benefits. And when you work in the United States, they have certain labor laws, certain amount of hours you work, you have to provide benefits, you have to provide this or this or that, so on and so forth, for the employees. But if you hire immigrants, especially undocumented, you know that, immigrants, you don't have to provide any of that. So they know if they hire Americans, they're gonna have to pay them. They're gonna have to pay more, and certain things because of labor laws. There's certain things they're gonna have to provide benefits. So that's why that I've never believed that those are jobs that Americans won't do.
Right.
If you pay it will never be a living wage. So let's just stop with that. They should pay a living wage, but then it's never going to be a living wage. But it should pay at least a fair wage and provide benefits. But when those at the top want to take home more of with all of these with what they get paid and their bonuses, they refuse to take less. And that's really all it takes, is to take less and pay the people more. Pay them something fair and provide health care insurance. If you don't want to pay for health care insurance, then work with the people and politic with the government. So let's give everybody health care in the country. They don't want to do that. You don't want to pay the people more than politic with the people so that people can get help with it. Because like I told you, the daycare, 70,000 places are going to close because they're not going to get any more federal funding for the daycare. So if you don't want to pay any more so the people can pay their daycare, you don't want to work with the politic, the government for health care, it has to be an either or. Pay the people more so they can afford to do these things on their own, or work politics with the people for the government to give them health care and to help with child care. They don't want to do that. So that has always been a bunch of BS that is jobs that Americans won't do. Those are jobs that Americans really can't afford to do because it's not paying a fair wage. That's always been BS, and that's always been BS that was put down from the top to bog the people down on the bottom to thinking that that's true, and that's not true. They just have no intention of sharing any more of the growth that is made with the people. So just like the same thing was going on in Hollywood. When you look at it's a handful of people, like with the strike that they had going, a handful of people at the top taking home 60, 80, 90 million dollar bonuses. And what's wrong with, okay, I'll take home $25 million bonus, take this money, and the people, the writers and the people that's working so they can have health care. They don't intend to do that. That's what it's about. That's what it's always been about. And both parties on both sides of the aisle, they protect that. They protect that. And it helps to keep that going. So I agree with you. Jobs that Americans won't do. It's jobs that Americans can't afford to do. It's jobs that Americans will die. You pay somebody $2-3 an hour, they living on the street. Look at inflation and stuff for food, daycare, health care. You will die trying to do those jobs, working 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. You will die working those jobs. So they just say the hell with it. And they deal with the undocumented immigrants and pay them the $2-3 an hour, and they will come in. That's always been a game that's been played on the American people. That's always been a game. A grift. I'm sorry, let me take that back. That's always been a grift, and the American people fail for it because those jobs is working still like in Florida. The pickers still work out in those fields. If you was to pay somebody a fair wage, I ain't expect to pay somebody no $30-$40 to do an hour to do that. No. But you pay them a fair wage. And if they're working more than part-time, then you have to provide benefits. They don't intend to do anything. They don't intend to pay nobody no benefits for doing that. The people at the top. So you hire undocumented workers. Hell, they had nothing. They was eating dirt where they came from. So they can come over here, 20 people live in a house. They can earn that little bit of money. They can live off that and send some of that back home. A lot of those countries in South America, the money that the undocumented workers and the workers that come over here and work, that money that they send back to those countries is a big part of their GPA for the country. So it's all a big game, and the American people are falling for it. And the people at the top is getting wealthier and wealthier. It's all a game that's being played on all the rest of us. And we bog down in racism and fighting and Karens in the store and transgenders, and we all bog down in that foolishness when they're playing a game on everybody. When all of us all have one thing in common, we're being taken advantage of. And both parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, are making sure that status quo stay the same. But the difference between the two parties, one party has completely lost their mind, but the other party will at least throw you a social program every now and then. That's the difference between the two.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, and these companies that I don't know the Nikes, the Apple, the Samsung. Well, Samsung is a foreign company anyway. But my point is the stuff that we buy. and we use every day.
Uh-huh.
All of these stuff has been outsourced to countries for cheap labor and all of that kind of stuff. The government should hold these people accountable for, if we
Yeah.
have a certain consumer base that we're buying these products, some of these products should be made in this country, and that will allow for us to have jobs in this country instead of outsourcing every single bit of that company to another country and just allowing all the jobs to be performed at cheap labor. Some of these factories, some of these jobs should be made right here in this country. So we can, even with cars, damn near every one of the damn cars that we got get manufactured outside of the United States. Even with the auto plants that we have here, a lot of the parts get manufactured outside the United States, shipped over here to the United States,
Yep.
and then put together. So a lot of these, this is why we having these problems with economics, and we see these snatch and grabs, and we see all this crime going up in our community. We see all this drug trades and all this kind of stuff because people don't have the economics in this country to just basically survive. Healthcare in this
I
country
agree with
is
you.
just healthcare in this country is
It's
just
horrible.
ridiculous. Other countries that have healthcare, Canada, even Mexico, Germany, they don't even have the problem that we have with healthcare. All right, who's this unknown caller?
Nope.
What's going on?
What's up, Jay? What you listen to?
Right.
Rap
Oh,
music?
and Tyrone.
Wait, let me see who this other caller is. Who's this unknown caller?
Okay.
Peace, peace.
What's up, Mama's boy? All right, so Miss
Hey.
Elisa, and then Jay, and then Mama's boy.
Okay, real quick. I just wanted to say, and all those companies who left, Trump company, the companies and stuff, his is overseas, not overseas. His is overseas or wherever. They doing the same thing. His companies too. They should have penalized them when they moved a lot of those factories and stuff out of the United States. But again, both sides of the aisle is protecting that. They didn't penalize those countries for moving the manufacturing jobs out of the United States, and they should have, but they didn't. That's the game that's being played on all of us. That's all I want to say.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
What's going on? Yeah, man, I agree on what you were saying earlier. As far as like with the companies, getting this stuff done overseas, Apple and all that, because they what they did. Well, at least Apple was slick. You know, they still get their stuff in pieces in China, all the pieces, and then they assemble them here, and then they still get some type of tax break. But like you said, I would say 95% of the products that we have that are physical, every phone that we have, most people, 99% of the phones are not made here. You know what I'm saying? Chips, things like that, screens, just the whole phone in general. You know, a lot of the technology is at least it's taken somewhere else and they've put the physical pieces together. And I mean, simple as clothes, man. The clothes we wear on our back, food. We should be dealing with more agriculture. Nobody should be starving or going to food deserts or having food deserts and all of that. So, yeah, I agree. And what Sister Lisa said, the government, with both parties, playing games with those a little bone or with a little bit of meat on it and shit versus Republicans ain't giving you a goddamn thing. They're corrupted as hell. But you got Democrats that are corrupted too. So, I mean, something got to change. This country is not going to function correctly with what's going on, too. I know y'all going to get into the depths of it.
Oh, Elisa, is that you with the background noise, or that Mama's boy?
It might have been me. I threw something on the floor. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It might have been me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, just in general, yeah, this country, it's got to function with logical people and people that can function mentally. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it there. I know y'all gonna get into deeper stuff in a minute.
Okay, well, let me say this right here before Mama's boy go. Jermaine, of course, I was complaining about the VA healthcare system because of the system itself and the corruption within inside of the system. But let me be clear: having healthcare compared to not having healthcare, I would rather have healthcare than to be without it. And there's a lot of people in this country that needs the health care. All I'm saying is the systems in other countries, as far as I can tell from what people are reporting, is better than the systems in America. Now, I'm lucky because I do have the VA, but there's a lot of people out there that has to pay for medical insurance. I have TRICARE too, so I got two forms of health care, but there's a lot of people that don't have health care, and I'd rather have it and it be corrupt and I complain about it than not have it and not be able to access healthcare. So just because I'm complaining about it, don't mean that the system should go away altogether. It means that more people should be able to have access to it and a better form of it. So let's not misconstrue what I was trying to say about the VA. They full of shit, and I'm going to tell them that they full of shit. So there ain't nothing wrong with that. But Mama's boy, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Never underestimate the white man's greed. Never underestimate the white man's greed. Because that's the reason why they have parts made in other countries and they assemble them here in plants in America. It has a lot to do with maybe a union job that would have to go to somebody assembling something, and the labor is cheaper, so it's cheaper to make the part in a foreign country. They'd have to really pay some folks over here, and probably gonna be Black and Latino people to make those parts in America. So that's probably a good reason why they make those parts outside the country and then assemble them in the country so they can say it's made in America technically. But never underestimate the white man's greed, Tyrone. They don't want to have to put up a plant in America and then have to follow all these regulations. That shit's costly. They can just go down to Mexico and fuck up the environment and ain't got to worry about no kind of regulation and make the part much cheaper, more profit. Everybody's happy.
Well, I agree with you, man. That's what's going on exactly. But even whenever you did have things getting made in America, whether it was I don't know, some type of manufacturing or textile or whatever,
Stop making
the
good stuff.
Yeah, the regulations that was put on these factories and plants was good for the fucking earth. You know, they had to clean up their shit. You know,
Yeah.
So I mean, it was all the way good, but you know, like you said, whenever they're looking at that bottom line and cheap labor, they go straight out of the country, and it's the same thing that happened with farming. Donald Trump fucked the farmers over, and Donald Trump now is paying the farmers reparations through that farm bill or whatever. They still getting paid that money, y'all. I want y'all to be aware of that. Whenever they say black people can't get reparations, when Donald Trump fucked over them damn farmers, those white farmers are getting a big old healthy check from the damn government every month. Y'all need to know that. But my point is, even whenever they screwed them over, they made sure that they was taken care of, and the rest of this country, besides the farmer, is getting screwed over because we have to damn deal with the fluctuating prices and all that kind of bullshit that happens, and then them lying about fucking the price of timber and wood and all. It's just crazy how we just suffering while these big companies send their jobs overseas, and then they complain about crime and the faltering economy in this country, and they're not doing nothing about it at the same time. Fox News is bad for that. They will point out the fucking crime, but they won't point out what's causing the crime. They will point out the immigrants and the migrants coming over the border, but they won't tell you about the American policies that cause those people to start marching across that goddamn border.
Right.
You see, they don't tell you the whole damn story, but one of the stories in this country about the economy and all these crimes is that we need jobs. These politicians promise that they're going to help we need fucking jobs. We need to get on them big corporations, tell them to stop sending all the jobs over goddamn seas and pay these American workers a fair way. Look, okay, I'm going to shut up, but this is what I noticed. The Actors Guild, that's a fucking union. Whenever these writers went on fucking strike, rich people has unions. The police Fraternal
Yeah.
Order of the Police. That's
Yeah,
a
they got
fucking union. So whenever you're looking at the working class people in this country, they tell us that we ain't supposed to be a part of a union. The reason that the police officers can go to work and murder somebody and go home without being charged is because they're a part of a fucking union.
The union.
That's all that is. It protects the fucking employee, and it might be bad, but I can't blame the police officers for being part of that union and being protected because they have to pay dues into that union to be protected.
For protection.
You see what I'm saying? And every
Right,
worker
security.
in America need to be a part of a damn union so they can be protected. But whenever you look at fucking Amazon and other big companies like Uber and all that, they don't have fucking unions, and these workers are getting screwed over every goddamn day. I'll shut up.
Well,
But go ahead.
hey, Tyrone, just to add to that just a little bit, and I'll back out. A lot of the corporations that you're talking about, especially new ones, big corporations, they're going to go to non-union states, so they don't have to have unionized workers.
Laws, yeah.
And you can attribute that to, the House of Representatives and the Senate in those states. For
But
not
you got
putting
fools like
those kind of
Sarge.
laws in
You got
place.
fools like Sarge and ABC that demonize the damn unions, and the unions are here for the workers. Back in the day, there was the union used to run shit, and somehow or another, I don't know what the hell happened in this country to where they started chopping away at the unions, just chopping away at the unions, and now you only see these few little unions that represent these different parts of the workforce, and that's the reason that the Writers Guild or the actors are getting what the hell they want in fucking Hollywood. And some of the auto workers got unions, but the unions for the auto workers, they're out there fighting for them too. But that should be it shouldn't even be an option. You should be able to be in a fucking union so you can have a protection from your damn job.
It should be standard across the board.
Yeah, it should be. And then this
I
shit.
agree. It should be.
This
But it
shit down here,
doesn't
they got
because
a
it goes
right
back
to work. They got a right to work state, which basically means no goddamn unions. I don't know why they
Right.
named it like that.
I think that's purposeful, though. It goes to show you. It goes back to the whole thing about cheap labor overseas, right? Let me do my factory in Mexico and in China, Taiwan or Vietnam. Outsource it, and if not, I will get cheap workers, cheap labor, to come over here. So again, it's like they don't want to pay the American,
They don't want to pay them.
citizen. They don't want to pay them the right wage. Look, why is it that all these different companies like McDonald's and everybody got to fight to raise the minimum wage if these companies really want to pay their workers good wages? Think about it, right? Why is it that they got to fight? Why? You see, even the corporate, so from the small worker that works in, again, from a server, waiters and shit like that. When you're talking about the ground level work, people that work in hotels, the people that are dealing with cleaning up after people, different type of things that you say, the corporations are making a lot of money off of them, and they talk about that they love this country, but don't want to pay their own American workers a good wage so they can live decent, and then they complaining about other people. I mean, it just don't make no sense. So pay the American. Why they don't want to pay the American?
Well, it's all about profit for them. Their bottom line, their parachute.
Maximizing.
Yeah, the CEOs get all these parachute deals and all this kind of bullshit. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the fast food workers, to me, especially somewhere like McDonald's or Burger King, I think that they should be the next ones in line fighting for a union. And I'll tell you why. It's because when I was working at Hardee's, you didn't have a whole lot of benefits. But now you see that, like the first fast food has got, they got a pretty good hourly wage, and they got benefits with those workers. So I think that they should start fighting for the union for like McDonald's or something. I know it's an uphill battle.
But it is. When I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school, and back then McDonald's, we weren't making anything. I was in high school, but like the older people the assistant managers and the managers, they got paid pretty well, and they had benefits. And but now, as we go forward, I think it'd be hard to unionize those places because any McDonald's you work in, they used to be the go-to job for American teenagers. Then you had the adults who was the managers, the assistant managers, and things like that. That was a go-to job for teenagers. Yes, but when you go into McDonald's now, who's working there?
Yeah, you got older people working there now.
Older people and then foreigners.
Yeah, you have immigrants.
Yep.
McDonald's is full of immigrants. So it's going to be hard for them to unionize a place like that. Now, you look at the management staff in McDonald's. It's still the same people, black, white, whatever, but the bulk of the staff is very rare to see regular teenagers. You see some. I know the one up the street from me has some young teenagers, black, white, working there. But the bulk of the entire staff, just about any McDonald's you go to, they're immigrants.
Yeah, and you know who's buying into owning them? Like we see Subways and seven. What is it? The where you go and get your gas. They also are paying cheap labor, bringing in their own people.
No, so see, that's what I was going to get on. That's what I was going to get on, Jay.
You know what I mean?
But no, I was going to say that because McDonald's has a certain pay chart that they're supposed to pay people. Now, if you're an immigrant, you're going to get paid the same thing as an American working at that store. So whenever they say that these immigrants are working these jobs that Americans don't want to work, that's just bullshit. Because, I mean, they get paid the same thing.
It is.
Let me see who this unknown caller is. Hey, I just opened your line. Who is this?
That's me.
Yeah, who's that? Me. Oh, what's up, Big O? What's up, Big O? See, I ain't heard from you in a while. Hey, look, did you have a problem pushing the access code? Because Big J said that he had a problem pushing the access code.
No.
All right, well, Big J, I don't know what's going on with the access code, man. Just try again.
Oh, see. What's up, fam?
What's up, Big O? See, you can go ahead,
man. Man. I'm chilling, man. Now, I just dipped in on y'all talking about the immigrants. I just want to chime in real quick. You know, I got season tickets, right, to the Chargers out here. And when they opened that new stadium, SoFi Stadium, it was all niggas working in there. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you have some sprinkled in, some Mexicans here and there, but this shit is in Inglewood. You know, in the heart of the hood, right? All niggas working. You know, concessions, making the food in the back, everything. Security. Then, this year, everybody in the back was fucking from India. Everybody. Everybody. I was like, wait a minute. I said, hold on, I'm looking in the back. I see a sister looking at me because I'm trying to get a cup of ice, and they trying to charge me the regular price for a cup of ice. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I just want some ice. But they just kept pointing to the register. They had no kind of conversation for me, just pointing to the register, like, no, that's the price, sir. I'm like, wait a minute, for a cup of ice?
They don't even speak English.
The sister's in the back looking at me. She got that corner eye look, looking at me, rolling her eyes like, I don't know why they got all these motherfucking Indians in here. But still, that's just something that sparked when y'all said about the immigrants, because that stadium, and you see them all, I see them all leaving together. About 20 of them.
They
all headed in the same direction. They're going to get on some van, I'm sure, and that van going to take them to whatever motherfucking apartment they're staying at.
And you have no idea. You have no idea what they negotiated per hour.
Right.
You have no, and I'm gonna tell you something I learned in the hotel business, OC family. Like they'd have one American citizen, Latino maid there, and all the rest of them would not be. They'd be undocumented, and they wouldn't pay them the hourly wage. They would pay whatever that American told them to pay them an hour. That's what they paid them. And she went around every Friday and gave them their checks. I'm telling you what I know. So I know how to use
That's
them
a fact.
immigrants.
Even Donald Trump did that with what? That's why he tried to get a weasel away from his hotels. And it was like, oh well, I don't know why, because he subcontracted. He got somebody that brings them. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to kind of deflect from it, and that person will be American Latino that's getting all these people to work for dirt cheap, giving Donald Trump a good price, but that person is coming off still off of all the workers, but he's giving him a discount versus having regular citizens working in that hotel business because he know he ain't gonna be able to pay, he ain't gonna pay that what he's supposed to.
Well, check this out. Check this out, Jay New York. You reporting to the government that you're paying out less for your maid staff. And then you're using incidental money, petty cash, to pay your maid staff.
Right.
Bro, you look at that, bro. I mean, look at your books. Your books is great, nigga.
Well, that
Y'all
might be that might be part of that fraud case that Donald Trump going on through right
Well,
now.
that's listen, but that's what they are doing. That's what they're doing. This is a fact. Like, this shit does happen, and we wonder. It's like, oh well, why is it they hiring American? And then again, who are we blaming? Are we blaming them? But blame the owners, the people that don't want to pay the American worker.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is, Jay New York.
The
That's
corporation
exactly
that
what it is, Jay
subcontracted
New York.
somebody to get somebody that they know out and out that is not from this country, and they're gonna get a deeper discount than what they do paying a damn American.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not anti-immigration, right? But I just hate whenever they lie and say that the American worker don't want to do that work, and we need the immigrants.
It's a lie. It's a lie. And then can I add that you know what other company does this too? They had gotten in trouble in our area, but they went right back to doing. Are you all familiar with CVS Pharmacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
CVS.
Yeah, all over New
They
York.
do it too, and we were clueless. A friend of mine who she's an American citizen now, but when she's from one of those Muslim countries. I can't think of the name. No, the one where Trump's son-in-law got them.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi. She's a Saudi, and when her father was I don't want to get into all of that, but anyway, she decided to stay here. So she was here undocumented. She didn't want to go back with the family and live that life. They had money. So she got in with other immigrants, not just Muslims, but the Latinos, and they hooked her up with a contractor, just like the Chucky I was talking about, and they got them jobs at different CVS's around in the area. And we were asking her, well, how could you work at CVS and you didn't have any papers? She said, they get you the job. She said, you don't get paid, but everybody else get paid. But they had to work, You get paid a little something. Like say if the hourly wage is like $8-9 an hour, they get something like $5. And she said she had to do that in order to survive. And the contractor who got these people these jobs, they have them around in different places. And CVS was real big, and Chipotle was doing it too. They were really, really bad with that. And she got her paperwork. Then she went on back to school and got a regular job. But a lot of companies are doing that. Chipotle, CVS, Giant Food, different places around. I know in this area. And I was shocked to find out just how it works. And we was asking her how you hook in with the contractor. She said, well, because she lived over in Sanctuary City. So the people know, what we call Sanctuary City, where the undocumented go. And those people be around in different storefronts and different things like that. And people steer you where to go. And those contractors will get you those jobs with regular companies, McDonald's and places like that. And you wonder how all these people working here, and they can't speak of the English and stuff like that. You wonder how that's working. They have contractors, just like Jay Knows was saying. A lot of companies do that. A lot of them are doing it.
Man, I tell you,
teenagers,
we don't do it though.
I
We don't.
tell you,
We don't.
nah.
We won't get a nigga. We will not get a nigga the answers to the post office test for nothing.
Hey, you know what's so crazy is that like out here in Texas, I see it where these lawn companies got these huge contracts, and they just going over to the day laborer place and picking up 10, 12 people, throwing uniforms on them and going and cutting their goddamn grass. And the person getting all the money is the person down there hiring, picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can underbid so low when they go to bid for like city contracts and shit, like, because they can just go around the corner at that damn spot. Is everybody got that spot in their town where you could pull up and grab you about 4 or 5 people and go cut a yard or go build a house or go paint a house or go pick up some trash.
You in Texas, so all them white boys got their number one essay.
Oh yeah, number one.
They all got their
man,
number
bro.
one.
Listen, these white folks so sophisticated.
They do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they got an essay for everything. What is you talking about? Mm-hmm. They even got an essay that they get their coca from.
But once again, we won't do it. We won't do it. Listen, y'all remember when there was a boom of Filipino nurses?
There was a what?
Yes, everywhere you looked, a boom of Filipino nurses. Well, maybe just out here in Cali, but I mean, these Filipinos was cheating like a motherfucker on them nursing tests and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now there's a boom in motherfucking Egyptians popping up in all these motherfucking hospitals. With transcripts from fucking Egypt that can't nobody really verify and shit. So if somehow some motherfuckers are negotiating with these entities how to get, masses of people over here and get them good motherfucking jobs. Good jobs. And them Asians have a cover, man. They just been allowed to game the system because people look at them as socially awkward, so they just don't deal with them. They got a language barrier, people assume, a cultural barrier, so they kind of let them alone.
Well, it sounds like you talking about people. Sound like you talking about people that come through legal ports of entry. Whenever you're talking about
H-1B visa.
Yeah. But either way, they still illegal if their visa run out.
But those are most of the illegal so-called aliens or immigrants in the country.
Yeah.
Everybody's always railing about the Latino, but if you look, it's always the people overstay their visas, and you find out they done overstayed their visa 30 years, got kids, retiring and shit. And you find out, goddamn, motherfucker overstayed his visa. He ain't even no citizen. Your granddad ain't no citizen.
Well, that whole southern border thing is political, and it's so political. I just mentioned earlier about now Joe Biden is talking about a damn border wall. About funding for a damn border wall. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, it's a wall that already exists, though.
No, listen, and Jermaine said that in the chat room that the money was already appropriated for all that kind of bullshit. You didn't have to use it. You don't have to use that money for that. Yeah. So now he's saying that he want the money. He want to do it because the money was appropriated. But if you against the wall, you don't have to use that goddamn money. But what he's trying to do is get some of damn Donald Trump's people to vote for his ass, talking about a damn border wall.
Well, Trump said he finished it, so ain't no wall to build.
they didn't finish that motherfucker. They never finished it. They were still working on it when he got his ass booted out.
And I'm gonna tell y'all a secret: there ain't gonna never be no damn border wall.
No, there's never gonna be no border. No, not what they talking about.
And eventually, he's gonna have to pick those. Abbott's gonna have to get those deals out the water eventually. He already had to take the Constantina wire down. So pretty soon,
what's going on is America's foreign policy in Central America and South America is fucked. They letting fucking warlords run those countries down there, and abuse those people, and those people don't want to stay down there in that damn country while they're,
Man, it's hard to fight down there, Tyrone. I mean, I understand.
And the another problem is America's addiction to fucking drugs that's coming out
There
of
you
those
go.
that's
There,
coming out of those
Cocaine,
countries
man.
there
because
you go.
Cocaine.
because those warlords
Cocaine.
down there are producing the damn product and the narcotics that is coming into this damn country.
Exactly. Canada too, Tyrone. Canada too.
Canada what? Is addicted.
No, Canada is making money off America too.
How so?
Man, some of the best weed in America is coming out of Canada.
Oh, I didn't know that. But weed ain't no
I know,
weed ain't
man.
no
That's a
thing.
haven.
Well, I'm just saying, well, to me it ain't a drug, it's a herb, but I'm just
Yeah, but I'm
when
talking
you
about
talk-
like
and they don't watch and a lot of
how we occupied a whole goddamn country for 20 years over where them poppy fields
well,
is over.
that's the well. See, now you talking about the cocaine heads. If you're talking about South America,
Yeah,
because that's what it is.
yeah, that's what
It's
they
the
sending over
cocaine.
here. That's what the fuck, and it goes into drugs or whatever, pharmaceuticals and all that kind of bullshit. These people are not crazy. They know they're addicts in this damn country, and they're allowing them to be fucking addicts.
If America could have got a hold to that opium, they would have owned the world. America would have owned the world. They would have had the cocaine and the opium. It's a wrap.
Yeah, and that's what's going on is that all them warlords down there running drugs to America, and I'm pretty sure the other countries use drugs too, but not as much as America. We use a lot of goddamn drugs, and that's what's wrong with Mexico. Mexico, the cartel is taking over down there.
All of that, all of that South, all of that, man. All of South America. You might as well say it all, Tyrone. You start talking about Colombia, you talking about Panama, Brazil, Peru.
And that's why those immigrants are coming over that border. It ain't got nothing to do with what the Fox News is saying about open border and we need a wall and all this kind of dumb shit. Whatever policies America got, foreign policies America got with those countries down there is not working. It just ain't.
Yeah, we got to help stabilize the economies down there, and then the people won't come. And some people here will go home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know a few that, the only reason why they here is because they don't want to die. Because their town is gone. Cartel done came in and they bounced, farms are getting stolen, what you gonna do?
Blame them.
No, you really can't. We the closest neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, especially whenever you see families with children and babies trying to cross that damn border, something is going on. They just
that's desperate.
Yeah.
You're desperate.
And then you
if
demonizing them people. You would do the same goddamn thing to save your family.
Yeah, I'll get right in the goddamn engine and come on across that border.
Sure would. Hey, and blow enough smoke. You think that motherfucker working, bro?
Yep.
Man,
y'all think Donald Trump going to jail? He up there in New York raising hell.
What black folks say. He's still throwing rocks at the penitentiary. He's throwing rocks at it. I tell you.
Yeah. He definitely
throwing rocks at that.
He doing too much, but that's what I expect. And okay, what I think might happen, just a little foretelling, at least my thought. I think this white judge is gonna set it up to where any judge after him can throw heavy sanctions on Trump, and it's not gonna be looked at quite like it was before. I think after this white, because he's already partially sanctioned him. And then now you got him performing political motherfucking shit on municipal grounds. You can't do that. It's something, it's bad taste, or I think it's actually a crime in some places for you to host a political event in a courthouse. Okay, and he's down there in the courthouse giving political speech. That's the reason why you saw the attorney general say that Trump show's over. He's out of here because he can't do that.
Well, I can't see why people can't see that Donald Trump is full of shit. You can't be
He was
you can't be wanting to be the president one day and then wanting to be the speaker of the house the goddamn next day. I don't see why they don't see that he full of shit.
No, Tyrone, I'm gonna tell you, man.
It's something
You
else.
really-
It's something else going on, man.
You really
So,
gone if you watch that. If you watch Trump at that courthouse and he say that he gotta be there, he doesn't, because as soon as he finishes saying all that, he gets in his damn car and leaves. He was lying to his damn folks talking about he gotta be down there at that courthouse. He don't. He's down there because he's in emergency mode, because that's his whole
50.
goddamn company
Yeah, that's his money.
finna go down the drain. Right. So
50 is heavy. Even for in there.
that motherfucker finna be broke, then a broke ass motherfucker.
You know,
Yeah.
because remember, he's already dropped from the Forbes list, so then they stopped.
Oh yeah, I heard that today that he was dropped.
You know that
From the
there's
Forbes
incentives that comes with that. You know, he's gonna get shunned by some of the groups once they know he lose that 250. You know, he can't get into the $500 million parties no more. He can't get in, shit like that.
Hey, look,
It's
bro.
gonna be easy.
That nigga going down like Mortimer and Ralph, bro. Mortimer and Randolph. In what was that? Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
America.
No. That was when they What was it? Trading Places. There you go. But I told everybody he was never rich anyway. Even the money he got from his
It was
daddy.
borrowed money.
Yeah, it wasn't even. It was the same shit was gonna happen because of what they had did to get that money. It was all tax corruption and that whole This motherfucker had the same fucking bookie, I'ma call him, that his daddy had.
Right.
So the same fucking swindle has been going on for all these years. He was running from court cases when he ran for president the first time. They was tracking him down. And only thing delayed it was he got the presidency. And now it's all starting to catch up to him. Now he actually got the fucking government.
He actually got to run for office because that's the only excuse that he could use. It's a bullshit excuse. Running for president shouldn't be no excuse for not having be accountable for justice. But that's an excuse that he's using, that he's running for president and he shouldn't be going to court, which is some bullshit. So he got to run, and that's another reason that he wants to be the Speaker of the House, because they say you ain't gonna mess with me because I'm the Speaker of the House.
No, he'll still get none of that.
Do that. He ain't gonna. That's not gonna help
Hey,
him.
none of that shit matters, especially if he got state issues. You know.
Look at George Santos. Look at George Santos. Look at Matt Gaetz, who's been trafficking
They're
fucking
not on
teenagers.
his level.
Yeah, so but whenever
They're not
you
on
a
his
member
level.
of Congress, you got some type of protection or some bullshit going on.
Yeah,
But they got there's a rule anyway, Tyrone.
Their day is gonna come to watch.
There's a rule that they have up there that if you are indicted for a crime that has the penalty of more than a year or 17 months or some shit like that, you can't run.
But they can change their own rules, man.
You can't. Well, right now they can't agree on shit.
See,
they would all have to vote.
Think about it. That's how Matt Gaetz and Lauren Green, not Marjorie Taylor Greene, but the other 8 manipulated Kevin McCarthy from saying, okay, well, you can vacate me because they changed the goddamn rules. When Nancy Pelosi came in, she changed the rule to where she couldn't be vacated. But his dumb ass put that rule back in place where he could be vacated by one member of Congress. So they can change. All right, now
check this out. They would have to vote to change it back, right? And since they would have to vote to change it back, they would need every last one of them to vote for it. Now,
it's a majority. It's not every one of them.
No. The only way he won is by 4 votes, the same fucking margin that Nancy Pelosi had. It was those 4 votes is all those is Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Boebert, and some other motherfucker, right? And that's the squad that's always fighting them motherfuckers. So let's just say everybody else wants Trump there, but 1 or 2 of them motherfuckers or somebody that is maybe not quite so strong on Trump, they vote for him, but somebody ain't. They lose 4. He ain't nobody changing no rule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so my point
is they're able to. They you know, if they want Trump up there and they want to change. If they want to change that rule, they can.
You said the Democrats, Tyrone, I would agree with you because the Democrats can corral everybody together, but the Republicans can't agree on shit, bro.
Yeah, they kind of look, they kind of flailing in the wind right now, ain't they?
Hey, what they say is like trying to herd cats together. It ain't happening, man.
Yeah, and technically the government is shut down without a Speaker of the fucking House, the third member in line for the presidency. I mean,
they went on vacation for 6 days, right?
Yeah, that can't shit get done.
The story was, if I'm in my lightweight kind of reporting, the story goes as the tension got so hot between Graves and dumbass that it almost came to blows. So they needed a week to cool things down before they could all get back together again. Because Graves was gonna knock that motherfucker out. That's the story I got. And Graves kind of said some of it when they interviewed him. You know what I'm saying? They had to break because it was getting ready to get violent. Now that's your Republican Party right there. That's your conservatives that can't agree on shit. You ain't gonna. I guarantee you, everybody's not gonna want Trump to be Speaker of the House. Guarantee you.
Well, listen.
I agree with that.
I'm getting nervous for Fox News because Laura Ingraham sounds like she's turning on all sides of the Republican Party, and she's suggesting that she don't want Trump nowhere near. And the guests that she had on that are Republicans are suggesting that Trump should not get nowhere near this. And they saying that admitting that the Republican Party has a mess and a big problem. So I don't know where they're going with it. Laura Ingraham, I don't know, Sarge.
Hey, that might be why our brother ain't came on the line to defend anything, because I mean everything's in shambles at this point. You can't even spin your way into telling me that your Republican, caucus is healthy, because it's not. We can see it.
Well, they can't defend shit, and they don't want to look in the mirror and see that they've been wrong. Everybody that been giving them suggestions for the last 8 years have lied to them. They've been wrong about every decision. Even when it comes to the COVID, these are the same people that was giving medical advice. They were just wrong. They're wrong. Every inch of the way they were wrong.
Well, it looks terrible, but like white folks just have a hard time getting along with each other. They just really do. You know what I'm saying? And when you start talking about power, and when power gets involved, just get the fuck out the way, because somebody's gonna die, and they're gonna kill each other. And we watching the Republican Party kill each other right now. Now, Tyrone, there is one caveat. I'm telling you, smart Republicans like Cheney and them are sitting and waiting, because after all the damn smoke is over, they can take their party back.
No. This is a permanent change here, man. I didn't want to say that, but you ain't gonna never see that old style Republican Party.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
It's too many tentacles out there in the country where you got all these radical people,
and they can raise them up, right?
Yeah, that's ready to come up to be in power. So I don't know
Well,
how they're going. I don't know how they're going to work it out to where it's a Democrat party and a Republican party. This is a bunch of extremists over there, man. The media ain't even calling out. Listen, the ex-president of the United States is on Truth Social every day being racist and saying homophobic shit and saying all kinds of bullshit, and the media is not calling that shit out. The only thing that the mainstream media do is say, okay, Trump is interested in this, and they ain't talking about he wants to kill the general and all that kind of bullshit. They don't highlight the dumb shit that Trump say on social media. So they're allowing this kind of radical goddamn mindset to permeate through this society. So these people think that it's all right. They ain't doing shit about it.
Hey, Tyrone, this shit happened when what were they called when Obama was president?
Tea Party.
Tea Party.
Tea Party.
There you go. There you go. That disappeared, right? So now it's just, the MAGA. They're just MAGA.
Well, you
right?
remember before the Tea Party, they were the neocons.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you got people. See, and that's what I'm saying. They ain't looking. They're not looking at anything reasonably. You had what's her name, Lauren Boebert. She in the goddamn theater. I'm sure if homeboy would have took his dick out and sucked her titty, she was down for it in public. She's sitting there acting a fool, but and then got the nerve to be on the floor thinking somebody taking her serious. But these people get voted in, man. That's why somebody need to go ahead and run on TRS. Y'all need to go ahead and get out
that's what pissed me off about the media is that they'll call out the politicians, but they won't talk about the Americans that is voting these people in. They need to be calling every goddamn American that vote for Republic stupid and racist. That's what the hell we need to be hearing. You school teachers are racist. You fucking doctors that are out there in these crowds, y'all racist. They need to be calling them racist.
What
some people, for some reason, white people don't like to hear that word. I don't know what.
Look. Then it's either going to go one or the other way because these two people cannot coexist. You know what I'm saying? The Republican Party has changed, morphed in such a way. They used to coexist. The moderate Republican and the radical Republican. And they used to make it exist because they would keep the most radical Republicans out of office, and they would only have that lightly radical. Whenever they got crazy, they kick them out. Remember what was that white dude, that crazy ass white boy that lost his mind a couple years ago, said some crazy shit, and they booted him out.
Yeah.
Well, they done already announced that type Republican is gone, right? So my guess is that you do have enough middle of the road Republicans left, and either they're going to come to the Democrat Party, so they waiting on something, and it's really not a dumb calculation, right? If you just closed and locked the door behind you when you leave, when you come back, all the idiots done killed themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they doing up there right now.
But a lot of it, Mama's Boy, is the Democratic message goes over the TV channel, 2, 5, 7, those channels. The Republican message is online.
It's online, yeah.
It's online, it's on FM radio, it's on AM radio, it's 24/7.
Right.
It's flooding the airways.
But I wouldn't doubt
and it's flooding the airways. And it's flooding the airways so much it's got Joe Biden talking about a damn border wall.
Hey, Tyrone, I wouldn't doubt that in some point in the near future
some Republicans
that they bust out into a fist fight on that damn floor. I wouldn't doubt it. Because it's that heated. It's that heated up in there.
But it's a reflection of the people. Because the people are like that. So the people vote them in. So it's a reflection of the American people.
It's interesting you say that, sis, because normally the politician controls the electorate. You know, the politician says what they stand for, and the electorate goes and votes for that politician. But in this particular case, the electorate is controlling the politician. Because whatever the electorate wants, the politician is trying to do it. And you see them twist themselves in all these different knots to try and fit, you know, what they want. You know what I mean? Even Trump twists and turns to try to, you know, appease them because they know they can vote them out.
And that's who need to be getting talked shit about. That base, they need to call them crazy. They need to call them a cult. They need to call them racist. They need to be call them. That base need to be getting called out.
But
no, it's just that base don't pay attention, man.
Look at Mitt Romney. He was
that base won't fucking power.
But he gave up. He gave up. Mitt Romney was trying, but he gave up.
You know, I heard Mitt Romney say to some reporter, they still got guns. They got a lot of guns out here in Utah. So I think that's why he sat his ass down. Because he thought he couldn't be touched, and he found out during the Trump era, little time he was up there, that they would kill him too, and he got the fuck up out of there. Okay, listen, these white folks are crazy for this man. They crazy for this man.
Yeah, they hit Nancy Pelosi husband in the head with a hammer for Donald Trump.
And they was cheering that shit on when he brought it up. That let you know how wacko these people are. Yeah, he brought him up. He was like, ask Nancy how's her husband doing, and the whole crowd starts cheering. So ain't no bringing these are the gutter people anyway, Tyrone. They always, and listen, if you ask my opinion, this is in all of them. But some show, some don't. And Trump just gave them a motherfucking reason to be who they wanted to be any goddamn way. All in your way at the store. I actually had a woman in the store watch me to see where I was going so she could get in front of me. I thought I was fucking around, but I actually tested it. And when I went to the other aisle, she hurried up and got her little kids together and rushed it over into the aisle I was walking in. She didn't see me go to the aisle she was in. She was so busy trying to get in my way that I ducked her ass. But this is white folks for you. It's something that they got, some secret fucking whistle they got across their community. But they'll stand up at the line. They'll be the one at the cashier, and all of a sudden they got all this shit to do. Done stood in line like everybody else, but you want to hold everybody else up in the line because you privileged Peckerwood. No, them days is over. But I'm just telling you, Tyrone, the white folk, don't ever underestimate their greed, because they will do anything, sell the country to the devil over their greed. And they want this country, and they gonna die trying to keep it.
Yep.
Did you know Ted Cruz, his father, has a podcast?
No, I didn't know that.
All right, Tyrone, this news night, I'm gonna drop a little news in from my area. I'm not gifted. I found this out too. But there's a kid or something. He made a podcast. It's called Grapevine, and I haven't looked at it, but I saw like a news story about his, and he's talking about how the religious right has used money to basically take over 3 towns right here in North Texas. Mm-hmm. Grapevine, South Lake, and Keller. Okay? Now, South Lake has history in the news. They was trying to take shit out the curriculum a long time ago. So now they done totally changed the whole curriculum in those 3 cities. You see what I'm saying? And the children are even complaining about them taking books out of libraries and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the new warfare now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where the Christian is now diabolical as hell, like we've been saying all along, and they're using business and money to push Jesus Christ, basically, which that's totally against everything in the Bible. But that's what they doing. They then took over city councils. And you know, a normal city council election is like you spend like $5,000. Well, you know, they got corporate money coming in, backing their and throwing like $150,000 into a normal $5,000 campaign. I mean, you got influence. You throwing that kind of money in some little low-level mom and pop campaign like that.
Well,
And
ain't that what DeSantis is doing down there in Florida, trying to turn that state red?
Well,
Florida is red.
So is Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you look that shit up, because I'm actually gonna go looking for this little podcast, but I found out today that Ted Cruz's daddy is supposed to be this preacher, and he's got a podcast. He's pushing this shit, pushing that rhetoric.
Well, yeah, I guess they just don't want to change with times. They still want the good old days where, you know, they're getting waited on hand and foot, yes or no,
For
sir,
free. For free. Yeah.
That's all it is. And the Democrats, I mean, they I don't know why the fuck they so silent. It's just ridiculous. Maybe because they benefit off of it being this way.
They're weak. They're weak. They don't have to be.
I mean, you cannot have a better candidate. You can't have a better candidate to run against than somebody with 91 goddamn felonies. And ain't nobody saying shit about his damn felonies.
Well, in a way, Tyrone, I kind of blame Michelle Obama, because she put the Democrats on a much higher level when she was saying, when they go low, we go high.
Well, she gone.
You know what I'm saying? I understand, bro. You preach to look. I play different, but I'm just telling you how the Democrats are operating, man. If you really think of it, it's you know, they're never gonna stoop to the level that the Republicans gonna play dirty politics, and the Democrats plan on winning with clean politics.
Well, we need Michelle. We need Michelle to come out and make a tweet and say, "Fuck them, get them."
Nigga, or at least, man, fuck going high. Pull out your battle plan, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I swear,
because this is war, nigga. They need to be doing some wartime shit, nigga. You know.
I mean, Trump is all muddied up. He's all dirtied up. I mean, ain't nobody even using that to their advantage. Ain't nobody.
Man, the Democrats, they used to have like. They used to have PACs that would do dirty shit. But you remember they used to have, with Clinton years, Democrats had PACs that would put some dirty ads out on motherfuckers. They'd be some horrible fucking ads. You don't see that shit no more.
You know,
I ain't seen a nigga.
Well, no, the Republicans will do it. The Republicans will do it
all day long.
You know what?
I'm used to that.
that the Democrats have folded their arms and they're just like took 2 steps back and said, let them implode.
Listen, the Republicans will do it. The Republicans do it. Marjorie Taylor Greene held up a naked pictures of Joe Biden's son in the House of Representatives.
There you go.
I mean, you can't get no lower than that.
Yeah,
I heard one of the representatives say that shit should be a crime.
It is a crime, but you know, I guess Congress is
exempt.
A crime. It's a crime. It's a crime.
It is a crime.
It's revenge porn. That's what that is.
Whoa.
Yeah, but the Democrats is not going to do anything about it. That's the thing. It is a crime. What you did, what's the crime? But they're not going to do anything about it.
I love being black. I couldn't be white. I see now. No way it couldn't be white. No. They do some strange shit.
Listen, man. Listen, they got Mitch McConnell done had 2 strokes live. 2. And this motherfucker, there's no mechanism to have a motherfucker step down. There ain't no mechanism to have a motherfucker step down.
Well, see, and that's what Dianne Feinstein. She died right there in office. They're not stepping down. They've been trying to get Dianne Feinstein to step down, but she never did. She just went.
Hey, I know that second one. I know that second one was a stroke. That was a stroke, man. He was staring. He was looking. She was like, Senator, and this nigga like, man, I don't know who she talking to. What's them pretty colors over here?
That nigga was doing.
That's not funny.
That nigga was doing. That motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
And he was talking to him like, hey, Mitch.
Hey, sis, he was looking like. He was looking like I be looking like 3:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I ain't laughing at y'all. I was trying not to laugh at y'all.
No, that's not right.
I was trying not to laugh at this shit. Y'all crazy as hell.
But it's true though. They hold it on.
Tyrone.
Everything is all crazy. But
he was on the moon rocks.
Hey.
Right. If you was to watch yourself do that the first time, that would tell me I need to fall the fuck back.
Hell yeah.
The moon rocks. That was the moon rocks. I'm telling you.
Hey. When you realize that it's 4:30 in the morning and you got the kitchen light on, the bathroom light on, the TV on, the radio on.
The car is ready to go.
Phone beeping because it need to be recharged. You know, you see what I'm saying? You got some shit happening over there, bro. You got some shit going down. You need to be attending to, you know.
And where the hell is Elaine Chow at? She ain't saying nothing to this motherfucker. She know that motherfucker started the car with the garage down and didn't go out. She know it. She know it. She know that motherfucker done burnt half the kitchen down. She knows she ain't saying.
Hey, did you see him? I think it was yesterday or this morning. Mm-mm. Hey, he looked like he practiced that shit about 200 or 300 times. He just went out there and stood up there. Looked like somebody was holding him up. I'm not sure. But he gave a little speech today. He was talking about he said he ain't have much to say about the Senate, except that they need to change the rule of one person can remove the chair. And that was it. But I mean,
Kevin McCarthy volunteered. Kevin McCarthy volunteered for that dumb shit. He wouldn't that dumb shit.
He wouldn't have got it if he didn't agree to it. And what's so crazy is this is what I was trying to explain earlier. The rule is still in effect. So it has, in order for the next speaker to not have the rule, before he could even become speaker, the group has to vote that's going to be a part of the rule change. And so it's really complicated, Tyrone. And when you got these cats that you got to get all to, agree, it's damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying? That's why Kevin McCarthy never should have changed the rule in the first place. Because it's harder to change the rule back than to just leave it like it is. That's just the way.
Pelosi did it. Pelosi did it because there was a rule to vacate the speaker when Pelosi came in. She made sure she got rid of that shit.
Well, that's because Pelosi, she got that shit where she raised her finger and everybody go quiet. You know what I'm saying? She got that shit. Trump ain't got that shit. Motherfucking McCarthy ain't got that shit. Motherfucking Jim Jordan ain't got that shit. And can you believe?
Nancy Pelosi did keep him in line. Now I ain't lying, she did.
Hey, can you believe a fugitive is running for Speaker of the House?
A fugitive, a motherfucker out on bail. You talking about
No,
Trump?
no.
Out on
I'm
bail, fresh
I'm
out of
talking
jail.
about
Shouldn't be fugitive.
Jim Jordan. Remember,
Oh, yeah.
he ain't
Oh, he's
served
still
his
on that rape
subpoena.
shit, ain't he?
He never
Yeah.
answered his subpoena, bro. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be arrested.
Yeah.
He 500 more days. He more than 500 days over not showing up to Congress.
And that's why I was saying that the congressman got some kind of special shit with the law because he's supposed to have been answered for not showing up for Congress.
Well, Congress doesn't have a police force, and the person that would have to arrest him is the attorney general. So you
And
can
he ain't
see,
gonna do it.
you can see why that
And
ain't
he's not
happening.
gonna do it. That's
Yeah.
not happening. But that's our government. Y'all sitting up here laughing at in the United States. I just don't think the country's going to survive with all this foolishness. I don't think it's going to survive with all this.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what the fuck's gonna come out of
They're
this.
not gonna survive. A lot of these people.
But I
don't
think
survive.
I really think, and this is just something that I noticed, even with that story I was talking about, Grapevine. Young Republicans are not going to put up with this shit. You should have seen the children of the people who changed the Grapevine, you know, and it was white kids there, Indian kids there, you know, I ain't see no black. and I'm sorry, but no black. And I know South Lake. South Lake, if you see somebody black in South Lake, they must be on their way out of there. So they talking about they are interested in LGBT people and rights and black people, and you know they don't understand why the fuck they doing what they doing, and they're not happy with the shit.
Well, it's that
Come
Bible,
in.
man. It's that Bible. That Bible is and this is what I was talking about. If we had a theocracy as government, this is exactly the kind of shit that would be happening because they letting that Bible lead their decision making. That's why they against trans. That's why they against the gays. That's why it's the Bible.
Yeah, but then Tyrone, think about it. The Democratic
Bible showed
Party.
them that.
But think about it. The Democratic Party is really on the side of gay rights, all of the LGBTQ plus IA, and for the trans rights and stuff. And I'm for that. But that's pissing off a huge portion of the country.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And it's not just Republicans. But the thing is, what do? They have to have rights. But what do?
Yeah.
Like that whole bathroom thing. It pissed off. I don't have the answer to it. But it seems like, I don't want to say too much because it just seems like the country liable to end up falling apart because of some of the things that the Democratic Party is doing. Right things.
Well, yeah,
But
because the Democrats will go along with everything that the LGBT community says, and you can't do everything that they say. That's just
you can't do everything everybody want to do. So you got to be able to tell them, like, listen, we're only going to be able to do this, and we got to be easy because we have a lot of fight. And again, you know what? Just like they got that on the door of, they say Obama, they need to unite. I don't see them going heavy on Donald Trump when Donald Trump is denying them all type of shit and talk shit about them. But then again, Donald Trump plays to their base at one time, and then he does the same thing as the Jewish community. A lot of Jewish community, they get mad about what he says, but then they kiss his ass on another hand. So I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying all, but there's these groups. Within these groups, there's groups within these groups that they play, 1 minute they need to do this, and then they're not putting in the work to make those things happen. And I'm going to say, for those that are fighting for whatever rights outside of regular rights, or the average person rights, they need to unite their people and get on top of their business heavier than what they are now, and don't expect everybody else to jump on it if they ain't doing what they supposed to do on large numbers.
They think all everybody that vote Democrat or on the left is for all gay right. I ain't all for that.
Right,
damn.
and we're not gonna get everything done. Everything
No.
that you want, you're not gonna get. Sorry, and everybody ain't gonna agree. No matter that we, we respect all people's rights, this, that, the other, but we ain't gonna agree on everything.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
it.
they should be able to go buy a birthday cake just like everybody else. But, when
Right,
it comes to
right.
them jumping in the pool, competing with a woman, I mean, shit, that's just bullshit.
Well,
But see,
you know what
that's
it
the
is. A
thing,
lot
the
of times,
Democratic
Tyrone.
Party. Go ahead. Democratic
Go ahead,
Party
Mr.
go along with all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Because see, I'm on the stance here, but for this select, the rest of us liable to go down the drain. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? What I'm saying, guys? For this select, and it's the right thing to do to get the right, but then that may cause everybody else to go down the drain.
Right.
So what is the answer? And
I think a lot of it is,
but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, you can wear your
I think
dress,
a
you
lot
can
of
wear
it's
your
selective,
makeup, you
man.
can do whatever you want to do. That's your business. But there's your limits, because it ain't like black people can go out there and do whatever the fuck we want to do. So why you letting that group just do whatever the hell they want to do? They
Look,
limits to that shit.
people are free
Yeah,
to
but
walk
what
in
I'm
the node
asking
in
is,
certain areas.
Go ahead.
That's
what
it.
they,
It's
what are
restrictions.
they, what are they trying to do? My whole thing is like you said, the one bakery didn't want to make a cake for the gay couple. That shit been all over the world. They done labeled every Democrat with that, like you said, but that was just one incident.
Well, I give you
The
a prime
key
example.
comes down to, or let me just say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Will that same bakery make a cake for an atheist couple getting married? No one asked those questions to just point out the hypocrisy. It's all picking and choosing. I guess the Republican side believes this gay thing is good to bash the Democrats with, so they use it that way. But I see these as small little incidents, and I don't really know what all the those communities are pushing for. But I don't think it's politicians pushing for that shit. It's people.
Oh yeah.
People that are for that shit are pushing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but see,
Simple as that.
like with the comedians, right? When we was growing up, comedians told all kinds of jokes. They won't nobody off damn limits. But all of a sudden, whenever they telling these gay jokes, these comedians are getting canceled and shit because they telling gay jokes.
Yeah, because people used to, come on, Tyrone, keep it real, man. Like I always say, you know some people that when they saw the little gay boys in the neighborhood, either they picked on them, jumped on them, pushed on them, made their life difficult.
Right.
And that was their life. That was their real fucking life.
It really was.
Imagine boys coming up anyway, having a fight and do this and that. Imagine being the gay boy. Everybody's trying to fight you, from the weakest nigga to the strongest nigga. That's fucked up at the end of the day.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand what they're pushing for, because they've been demonized for a long fucking time to where anybody can do anything to them.
What you just described was a regular heterosexual child that is being bullied the same way. Yeah,
but the heterosexual child, Tyrone, at some point may grow strong and get muscles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And be able to defend itself at some point. The little gay dude that's most of the time
that's gonna follow him around. You right? Okay, you got a point there.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And stay with him. He ain't gonna be able to get around that shit. So they have to go even. Sometimes I think they go even further because they keep motherfuckers off them. I'd rather just be super extra.
Well, my point was, comedians have always been edgy and all that kind of stuff, and it just, because the reason I say it is because black jokes ain't never been barred, banned, or never told nobody to shut up about no black jokes, and that's been okay. Yeah, so I figure everybody else should be able to be told jokes about.
Well, to be honest with you, Tyrone, a comedian has no limits, so there shouldn't be no blanket, no bar for no comedian. Comedian can go anywhere, even to homosexual, to LGBTQ. Comedian can go anywhere. That's always been the rule. because they're comedians. That's their job. That's what they do. Make jokes of everything, even themselves. So I mean,
they can't do it now.
well, I don't know, Tyrone. I bet you there's probably a successful way of navigating it. I mean, I haven't really thought
Dave
about it, but
Chappelle will give this big old long disclaimer before he say anything about the LGBTQ. He got to prepare his audience that he get ready to tell this joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
probably the
there's a lot
smartest
of
way.
investment, a
That's
lot of those
probably the
sponsors.
smartest way to navigate it, though. Just
Yeah,
straight up
listen,
tell
those
a motherfucker you couldn't start talking about it.
Those sponsors got executives in there that might be of that
exactly persuasion,
situation, right? And and then not only
they
that,
ain't playing that
those
shit.
people. And another thing is this: they also keep in mind they have audience, viewers, right? And it's not about that it offends the viewers and they feel sympathy or they feel they have a heart for them. No, they talking about that could be my potential customer. So all they're thinking about for the most part is marketing dollars for me.
Well, you
And
already
then whatever
know.
their ideology is, of course people want to push what they think, and say this is the way I think life should be or the way I vision life. But for the most part, for what I see from these corporations and people involved with, pushing whatever they say this so-called agenda is really marketing dollar, making money off of you.
Yeah.
If you turn gay or you don't, they don't care. They just want your money. If it works for them, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's how I look at it. As for what I see, this whole thing is going on with this, and Republicans bank off of it too, big time.
But then other European countries are able to create the laws, is able to, well, from what we outside looking in, because people keep saying it's not the same as it is over in Amsterdam. It's not the same, that's what they say. I don't live there. So you have to live
Germany
there.
had LGBTQ all over the place over there too. And when you go to them commercial parts of the city, you're gonna see gay people, trans, all type of shit that you seen. I seen it. It was like, oh shit, it's like New York City. When you go into commercial parts of the city, I would say, you see them in abundance or numbers or more of,
But they claim that it's all working smoothly. Everyone is able to get rights. Everyone is getting the respect that everyone should receive. They have their laws is even certain places has even gone further than what they have here in the U.S. And they make it seem as though everything is copacetic. But it's in the United States that the people are fighting against this and fighting against that. So I don't know. I'm just on the fence with a lot of it.
Fairness is fairness, and you shouldn't discriminate against nobody, no matter what they do. But
well, yeah, that's true, Tyrone. Because you can't go run around calling yourself a free country and you discriminate about anything. That's the only I think that's America's issue. If you're gonna claim to be, the freest country and it's what it is, you gotta be what it is or not.
They're really getting hit hard with these book bannings and stuff like that. Because whenever the books got something that deal with gay people and all that kind of stuff, they're really taking that stuff out of circulation. And they shouldn't do that because you should be able to read about that if you want to.
I agree. But you have to look at it this way. If the country continues to tear itself apart and this experiment fails, then nobody's going to have any rights. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to be able to do anything. So we're liable to end up there. So you have to think about that too.
There's some people that want
some of the African countries, they outlawed homosexuality in some of the African countries.
Oh yeah.
And it's so bad for those people that live there. It's awful. But if the United States continue to tear itself apart, nobody's going to be able to have any rights to be able to do a damn thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, gay people should have just be free. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do.
It's not you, so you don't have to. You don't have to be in company. You don't have to be in friendship. You don't have to be anything. Let them live. But here in this country, they just don't want to. It bothers them. Bothers people just to think about it. That is not my community. I'm not part of that community.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I like to think I'm an ally, or trying to be. Let me put it that way, trying to be. But some people, it just gets to them just knowing that they exist.
Right.
Well,
And
you
some,
gotta
and
you gotta remember that right wing Christian coalition has just been successful on pushing that message, because it's always existed. This is the first time somebody's said out loud in public that they don't want it to exist at all. When you know, and you would expect to hear that from like a Nazi group, but you're actually hearing it from Jimmy Swaggart, and that puts a different spin on it. And now you see why so many people have bought into it, and so many Latinos have bought into it, because most of these people are good damn Christians, and you done put a battery in their back that this is what they should be fighting for on behalf of Christ. Man, that's the reason why we call them a cult now, because Donald Trump, the best, horn-swaggling, motherfucking lion-ass swindler in the world, got a hold to him.
Yeah.
Put a battery in him. It's a wrap.
Right.
Well, you said Donald Trump, right. But there's like these what is that organization called that you have to go through that organization to get on the Supreme Court? I forgot what they call.
You talking about the Federalist Society?
You got organizations like the Federalist Society, and those are Christian groups. You see what I'm saying?
Right. All right.
But see, Donald Trump don't give a shit either way. He ain't.
No,
religious.
he don't care about it.
But those Christian groups are pushing. Those fundamentalist Christian groups are pushing that type of stuff, and Trump follow behind them because they got the money.
Well, check this out, Tyrone. Remember, I told y'all about this long before Trump ran for president. The senior community knew who the fuck he was. Mm-hmm. And that's who we talking about right now, because that's who's backing Trump. These old ass crackers. Well, he had been pulling the wool over their eyes for years, selling them shit like the pill carriers, weekly pill carriers, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it say Trump across the top of the motherfucker. He been selling shit like that. That fake ass water, all kinds of other shit. He's been deep in their community, bro. So they always felt like he was successful, but they finding out now that it broke it a motherfucker, but they not getting that news. But it's still getting out there now. They'll eventually hear it, whether they believe it or not. That's the cult that we talking about. But I'm telling you, he's already been digging in their pockets, setting them up, the whole 9 yards. He's had them old ass white folks for years. That's why even his own niece said she couldn't understand why everybody was a feeding frenzy over Donald Trump outside of New York. But she figured it out. It had to be that they didn't know what people in New York knew about Donald Trump. And she was just couldn't believe that all the shit that he did in New York never made it outside of New York. She was astonished.
I agree. I was reading an article last week. You all remember when Rosie O'Donnell was on The View?
Yeah.
And remember her and Trump, they were fighting furiously with one another, going back and forth. And that was a good bit ago. That was a good while ago, probably almost 20 years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I never really knew what that was. I was young. I didn't really get into that.
And he destroyed that white comedian's career, too, remember?
Well, but I'm going to tell you the reason why that he got into Rosie O'Donnell and they was fighting so bad, not because a lot of things that people, they did not know.
She was lesbian.
He had said on the air, he said on the air on The View, Donald Trump is not as rich as people think he is. started the feud. And them people that shows in New York, the New Yorkers knew this about him. They knew how he was a grifter back then. And she said it on the show and talked about he was not as rich as people think he is. That started that long feud that they had. Trump has been pulling the wool over people's eyes, just like Mama's Boy was saying, for decades. For decades, he's been pulling the wool over people's eyes. And I was like, oh my God, so that's what started that feud? Yes, when she said that on the air.
Yeah, I guess Donald Trump's image is important to him, and when she said that, he was just trying to crush her.
Of course, that man is built on imagery.
Hey.
He's a walking billboard.
And you know what's so fucked up? What he was trying to prevent has already happened with that judge ordering his business license yanked.
All that information too.
If Trump is on that motherfucker, it got to come the fuck off, because that's probably gonna hurt us for making money. They gonna pull that money up out of it. His shit, they just ain't came up to no number. It's a wrap. And you know what, Tyrone?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap on that.
Yeah, that's why his bitch ass went down to that court. I'm telling you, because
he trying to save that shit.
He was panicking. That was panic. That was Trump in panic mode down there, bro.
He's begging y'all. He's begging you. Listen, stop them. They're trying to take his money. He's doing his last plea.
Letitia James, she ain't flinched one bit. She didn't blink her eye.
Please.
Nope.
Hey.
And Jay, you should know it. New Yorkers knew about him decades ago. And when he ran for president, New Yorkers was talking about.
See,
you all don't know what y'all getting ready to do.
No, look, we thought he had money, right? Or I did anyway. This is when I knew he didn't have money. When he started doing The Apprentice. I said, wait a minute. This guy's, when rich people, they got so much money, they don't need to do.
Yeah, they don't get on TV. You ain't gonna see Elon Musk or Ruben with a damn show. They're not gonna get on TV like that.
Think about all the real estate moguls around the in Los Angeles and Miami and Chicago and all the major cities. You don't see them on TV. They let companies
super rich people. Super rich people don't want you following them around every day.
They don't want you on TV. Yeah. They don't give a fuck. So when he did that, I said, he's doing a show? A reality show?
That's basically a job. So he was working.
He needed to maintain what he had.
Hey, Tyrone.
Listen, he got more money than us, but guess
you
what?
can't tell.
He has to maintain.
I wouldn't say that, Jay New York. I wouldn't say that.
He might not have it in a few
years. Yeah. I wouldn't. But you don't see Bloomberg. You don't see Bloomberg doing a reality show. You don't see Bloomberg.
Or Bezos or one of them. Yeah. But what Jay is saying, if you will take the time and get into how that deal came about for The Apprentice, that was from NBC. That was a bailout for Trump. Get into it. The information is out there. It was a bailout. That's why he did it. NBC was looking for something, and that was a bailout for Trump. That's why he did that show. The information is out there. Get into it and read the articles, because I've read all about that. I'm not trying to pull it all up. Maybe I'll pull it up for next week, how the execs at NBC, how they were able to court him to do that show. He needed the money.
Yeah, you need to read it for all these non-believers, and it's gonna hurt a couple of people's feelings. But
I'm gonna have it all ready for next. I'm gonna have it all ready for next week, because I read deep into that, and all of the information is there. Why Trump got involved with The Apprentice and the execs at NBC, because NBC needed something. They needed ratings, and they tempted him. It was a bailout for him. And a lot of the people in New York didn't want it done, but they did it anyway.
Right, and another thing that I didn't know at the moment. It took me time, but once The Apprentice, yes, at that time. But even think about him selling the real estate mogul, Trump University, and all that. Listen, most real estate guys, they don't got time to teach you how to do real estate. Plus, they're not going to teach you because they want to make all that money. So that was another thing. I'm like, this guy's investing a lot of time and showing up in conferences, to tell you about how to buy real estate and all this shit, or to convince you to go to his university. I said, well, wait a minute. If he really had a university, where was the physical building? And he had enough money to make a building, but he didn't even do that. So right there, that shows you, like, this guy, I don't know about him. You start questioning stuff like that. And again, if he had a busy real estate mogul, you don't got time to be teaching classes on.
No.
Because you making so much money, you don't even got the time to get paid for those type of conferences. Like, that's not enough money for me. I'm making millions of dollars selling houses or buildings and shit. And you're so busy that you don't have time to do those things. So for him to do TV and all that, it was like, all right, he's getting into the business because he needs to make money, and he knows that there's going to be some money there. That's
make
it.
some money there.
Yeah.
That's it. But that show came about after when Trump Enterprises was exposed. Y'all remember it was spread all over the place. Well, I don't know about other parts of the country, but we saw it here in D.C. When he was exposed, his company, but they were dealing in all those junk bonds. Y'all remember when that was the big thing that was going on with Trump Industries with them junk bonds? And a lot of people was like, what in the world is junk bonds? It's basically bonds and things that they were putting up for business and real estate and casinos that was just junk. There was no money behind it. And after all of that scandal went on with the junk bonds, then the apprentice came about.
Hey, Miss Elisa, have you ever heard of what's his name from Berkshire Hathaway? What's his name? That old motherfucker with all the money. Damn, what's his name, man? The old dude with the glasses got all the money.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, Warren Buffett.
Yeah, Buffett. Yeah.
Do you know if he's ever filed bankruptcy?
I don't know. I haven't really gotten into Warren Buffett, but I know he does. I think he is legitimately rich, not rich, wealthy. But I don't really know too much about Warren Buffett.
But do you know if Trump filed bankruptcy?
Yeah, he filed a lot of times.
Yeah, over and over again.
Over and over and over.
That's somebody that knows that they getting credit and they ain't trying to pay nobody back.
Right.
Exactly.
All that shit is that's just like what Trump is doing. Is I get a credit line for $5 million, I draw the $5 million and put it somewhere where I got it, and then I'm filing bankruptcy after a few years, but I still got the $5 million somewhere.
Yep.
Right.
He was able to run it up like that for years.
Well, what I don't understand is all of us know this stuff, and he got all these attorneys working for him. I know they know that. Why do they go work for Donald Trump and know they're probably not going to get paid because of this dude's history? This dude's history that y'all talking about right now.
Look, it's a gamble. Some might be getting some money. They might be on retainer. Some of them are looking at it like they're going to get famous, and if they win, then that's a win for them. So that Republican base, whoever is those people that do get in trouble, politicians, they will hire those guys. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are like the Trump MAGA type people. So there will be other defendants getting themselves in trouble, whether it's affiliated with.
No, you missing what I'm saying. The lawyers that Trump get, they don't get paid. Plus, they get fucking charged with crimes. You see what I'm saying?
I'm saying they're playing Russian roulette and they're gambling and hoping that something comes out of it positive. And obviously for most of them it hasn't been successful. But you have people that are out there. They'll jump in the gauntlet. Oh, I think I can save it. I don't think I'm the one. Yeah, all right. You're the one that's gonna get caught up in the shit too. And that's what's happening. They're falling into the pit.
But some of the last lawyers the lawyers he has now, they're not the top lawyers in the country. But the bulk of who he has now, they ask for a certain amount of money up front.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Some are
They
getting
ask
paid,
for
some are
a certain
retainer.
amount up front
Right.
before they
A
took
deposit.
the case. Yeah, so and
Well,
the
Yeah, I
ones
need half
before
up
them
front.
didn't do that.
Well,
But the
Giuliani
ones
got to
that
be the
some of the ones
dumbest
he
lawyer
had,
in the country. Giuliani didn't
well, he
get
was
shit.
He
well,
wanted
he
a
was his
position.
lawyer before then. A lot of those lawyers that Trump had before, none of them did get paid. But the ones he has now, they wanted a certain amount of money up front. And
Well, like
that's when
y'all
they took
saying,
the
Giuliani
case.
was
but
trying
I'm
to.
saying y'all
Giuliani just
he's
knew he
got
could
this
pay
whole
on
history
TV.
in New York that y'all talking about. I'm saying they're not aware of that before they sign on with him.
Yeah, but some people are willing to take
Yeah,
the
that
chance.
power,
I
though,
mean,
Take
you
a
got people that are
That power.
listen. They're suicidal. You got people in the world that are suicidal, right? They jump. I mean, so they know what's going to be the result of things, and some
They get
people
to be
do.
next to the president. At the end of the day, you next to
Right.
somebody who was the president. However it goes, you
Right.
got that. You got that. You got that to
Under
say.
your belt,
You got the
under
pictures,
your resume.
and that sways people. Because look, they still call Rudy Giuliani America's attorney. This motherfucker's a disgrace now.
Right.
But there's still places that are gonna give him certain level of respect.
Right.
Just because, even though
You gotta go to that base.
he didn't start to be crooked, he didn't start now. He been crooked. That's all they let you know. Because I've been crooked. I just got to be crooked till I was old, and then I just got sloppy.
And destroyed himself after he got old.
Yep, and sloppy.
Oh. But Giuliani had always had scandal and stuff in New York. Giuliani had scandal for decades going on in New York. People outside of New York or not in the vicinity, because that whole mess that went on, I think that was his third wife, and then they found out it was his cousin. And there was a big scandal. Giuliani has had plenty of scandals in New York.
Yeah, then he became America's mayor on 9/11, right? Then the propaganda took off from
the
there.
bulk of his scandals was after the America's Mayor thing. A lot of this stuff that went on in New York, we were seeing here in the Washington Post. A lot of that stuff went on after America's Mayor, and then that's when the scandals started coming out. So people didn't want to listen to New Yorkers when they told them that these people are no good, they're grifters, and they're frauds, and the country went for it.
Shit, the whole country got scammed.
Hey, JNYC, did you ever get stopped and frisked in New York?
Yeah, in the 90s, heavy. Shit, I had guns pulled out and everything.
Wow.
By police. Not by regular people, by police.
Wow. That's Giuliani on your ass.
So that hot, that not hot lead, but a hot fucking chrome 9 in your back. And around Giuliani time, too. It was what?
Yeah.
94, yeah, 94, 95. So there you go. Around Giuliani time. He had motherfuckers jumping out, the jump out boys. They were jumping out, and then they'll tell you that they got a call with the description. That was always the shit. It was always the same shit. You fit the description.
Tyrone, are you still on the phone?
Yep.
Well, I'm ready to go, guys, because I got to get up in the morning and log in. This was fun, but I'm gonna pull up all of my articles, everything that I can get on Trump and that apprentice and how all that came about, and we're gonna be ready next Thursday.
Okay, I appreciate you. And look, I'm about to get off here too, y'all. So if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead and call into the conference call, and y'all can continue the conversation. I appreciate everybody calling in. Miss Elisa, Big OC, JNYC.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to hang up on YouTube, and I'm getting ready to hang up. I'll talk to y'all
Open
later.
up the lines, though. Don't
Okay,
forget.
yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.